All right. Greetings, everyone. What's going on? Robert, James, how are you? Damas, what's going on? Rob, Boss Page, Anton. Good to see all of you. Good to see all of you. Give me just a second. Let's check the camera. Camera's up. Lights are up. I see my mic levels going, so you all should be able to hear me. And let's get this party started. And ba-bam. Here we go. And I don't remember what I was doing. I remember what I was doing. We just came back from Tiakawara. So now we've got to turn those quests in before we move on. I think I'm just about at the point where we'll start doing side quest stuff, where I think all the faction stuff is pretty much as far as I want to take it before I start just clearing out all of the islands. But we shall see. We shall see. How's everybody doing? Did you all have a nice day? Mistra, what's going on? How are you? Boom, boom, boom. You're doing great, Robert. That's awesome. Happy to hear it, man. Very happy to hear it. I had a very nice day. Any day where I don't have to work works for me. So I just relaxed at the house.
Welcome back.
Excellent. Relaxed at the house, chill with the baby. Of course, the baby was off as well, so she was crawling all over me and running around everywhere. But other than that, did you hear the ladies? Now, Wizard of the Coast wants to get rid of DMs. They want everyone to sub and have an AI DM? That's gotta be bullshit. That's gotta be bullshit. Hold on. You know what? That's worth me looking up real quick. One second. Here. In fact, what am I doing? Here, hold on. That'd be ridiculous. Wizards of the Coast. Where can I see that? Wizards of the Coast and missteps. That's 3 days ago. Critical Role releases official statement. Yeah, their official statement was a nothing burger. Here, hold on. Let's do some searching on Twitter. Wizards of the Coast. What, did they come out with an official release or statement or something? The actual Wizard has no effect. I did not expect Wizard of the Coast to test. Yeah, this is all old. Wizards all old. Support the OGL. Yep. Nah. What was said was they want to eliminate AI DMs, which is an accessibility thing. You know what? That's what I should look up. AI DMs. AI DM for D&D. I don't see anything with it Google, so I have to look it up. D&D Beyond subs are tiered, and the $30 per month base tier is bare bones. It was a leak. So, but they're taking a direct stance regarding AI DMs. I don't understand the concept of an AI DM. Like, how can that possibly be fun? No, I don't want to save any changes. I'm good.
Ah, good, you're back. I hope
It was
you
a
had
leak
pleasant
again. So there's
voyage.
been another Wizards of the Coast leak. Damn, they are going to have to start. Either they're going to have to start making better decisions so that the leaks are actually a good thing, or they're going to have to tighten up their ship so that people get the bad news when Wizard of the Coast actually wants them to have the bad news. Wizard of the Coast to get rid of dice and offer loot boxes for rolls. Cha-ching. What's going on, right? Alvari looks up from her papers, giving you her full attention. A very strange voyage, sure.
Ah, before you get too far on the way, I think you ought to come with me. Director Castor will want to hear from you in person.
With an AI DM. James, what's going on, man? With an AI DM, you might as well be playing a video game. That's kind of what I figured. I'm like, how does that work? How is that possibly fun? Yeah, it's 100% anti-AI DM. I personally don't understand when AI DM is in totality, but I'm sure someone is mad about it. Benjamin, what's going on, man? How are you? There was also a mass exodus staff, judging from Young Gay Report. I saw that he said something about it, but I hadn't actually looked at the video yet. Damn, I might have to make a video about this again. I thought I was through with this subject. The man who rises to greet you has a tidy, scholarly bearing, only emphasized by the thin frame lenses he pushes farther up his nose. He claps his hands together, offering you a smile equal parts polite and relieved.
Alvari tells me you were kind enough to look into this business on Pokokahara for us. I hope you bring good news.
I found the Adra pillar. Unfortunately, it was destroyed.
What poor luck. I hope we might have more encouraging word for the council.
Argo, what's going on, man? I can't complain. How are you? Who do I send my resume to, Risen Coast? I have lots of monetization ideas for them. I don't know, but I'm sure they need the help, Ryan. It appears that monetization is their main focus, but they don't know how to do it properly at all. Just when you thought you're out. Bro, if there any opens, go ahead, yo, because apparently they need the assistance. I'm just throwing dice for how many hours until that next bad decision. I don't have any experience, but neither will their other applicants. Hey, I wonder if they need some voice talent. They're going to need to do some more promotions and commercials to try to win back some of these fans. I'll lend my talents. I'll let them know, hey, I made that video, but y'all come on back. Y'all come on back. The water's fine now. Sean, what's going on? How are you?
And the crew. Beza and the others.
Hosburn won't back down. They will keep coming back and keep making newsworthy decisions. Hey, I'll take it. I'll take it. That video I did breaking down Wizard of the Coast's message, it is number 4, I think, as far as how many subscribers I've gotten from one video. I think 250 people subscribed off of that video alone, which is an insane amount for me. For me, small fry here. I'm sure for other people, they're like 250, whatever. But for me, that was crazy. That was a crazy amount. How long until they make D&D NFTs? I'm sure that's right around the corner. They died in the ruins at Pokokahara. The defenses were too much for them.
A sorry end for such dedicated individuals. How very fortunate that you lived to tell their tale.
You know, it's funny you should mention that, James. So you said that these issues could have been circumvented if Wizard of the Coast employees were unionized and had a say. That may be true. I'm not sure about that. But what I found equally interesting is the dialogue that's going around about Pazzo right now. With a lot of people saying folks are putting Pazzo up on this pedestal because of the issues that Wizard of the Coast is having, but that actually Pazzo also doesn't know how to do business and doesn't treat their employees with respect. Now, of course, you've had some people who are actually within Pazzo kind of fighting back against that sentiment. But that's definitely one of the topics I want to explore when I start my podcast, is seeing if I can bring somebody on who can really speak to the dynamics and try to make a judgment call about what kind of, how not only does Pazzo do good business, but also does Pazzo treat its employees ethically? I see some smoke coming up from Wizard's Hut right now. Plan on leaving the franchise. There's plenty of other games out there. Absolutely. Is this the tutorial town? Tutorial Island? What? What you mean? This is we're on Nekataka, the main hub world. May have issues, but at least they have a union and workers' rights, and the gaming company are in the spotlight. Mm-hmm.
I believe I can take things from here, Alvari. Agrasima. The Watcher and I have more business to discuss. Oh, and do pay the man for his trouble first.
Alvari wordlessly hands you a coin purse. She bows stiffly, then turns to depart. Oh, she doesn't like being cut out of the festivities. Yeah, both companies have massive turnover in the last 20 years. Interesting.
I speak with you face to face. Watchers are not so numerous here in the Deadfire, especially those of such storied backgrounds as yourself.
But I'm a union jerk.
What was that group? The dozens? Some interesting exploits there. And I think that we are, each of us, in a position to offer each other something that we cannot find elsewhere.
Anton, some unions definitely do become corrupt. I mean, I live in Chicago. We're legendary for corrupt unions. But the fact of the matter is, a lot of the gains that have come in the workforce have come from unions. Corporations don't autocorrect, they don't do right by employees just because it's the right thing to do. In fact, if I don't know if you watch football at all, but there was a very famous exchange a couple of weeks ago when what's the brother's name? Darn Harim, the guy whose heart basically gave out on the field. There was a discussion on a podcast about when that happened. I mean, the brother literally died and they had to resuscitate him. And they were having a conversation saying that the NFL actually, according to the contract that has been signed with the Players Association, did not have to provide him with any health insurance. They didn't have to pay for any of the medical problems he was going to incur due to almost dying on the field, which is crazy when you think about how brutal football is. You would think that as soon as a person steps on the field, that they're essentially insured and that they will not have to pay a financial repercussions if they're injured on the football field. And one of the other people on the podcast said, well, you know, the fact that that's the nature of the contract is really the fault of the union. The union should have fought harder against the NFL. And the co-host pushed back and said, no, the NFL really should just do right by its players. You shouldn't have to force them into that. And I think they're both right. On the one hand, the NFL knows that the right thing to do would be to provide people insurance in a sport automatically in a sport that's as brutal as football. But on the other hand, I understand that at the end of the day, you only get the rights that you're willing to fight for. And the union is the one who is supposed to stand together and fight for those rights. So unions are very, very important. And things like, you know, the weekend, 5-day work week, 8 hours, things of that nature, that all came from unionization. Labor laws used to be significantly worse. But at the same time, there's absolutely possibility for corruption, for a bunch of union bosses just sitting around and taking all the money. So it's like anything else. It requires vigilance. Just is what it is. What? No, stream's up. Stream down? No, stream's up. What y'all talking about? The stream is stuttering for me too. What? Wait. The stream is stuttering? It's good now. Looks like it's not showing video or audio. Is it still stuttering or it was stuttering? Weird. It's down again for you. I'm not seeing anything on my side. It says all green in OBS. I'm not running anything. That will cause it to be down.
The Valiant Trading Company has had a presence on this island for nearly a century now. We have the greatest fleet on the sea.
So Argo, it was having issues a few minutes ago, but is it looking good now? Sean says good. Anton says good.
What can the Royal Deadfire Company offer? A soldier's wages, so that you can.
Yeah, Mister, try to refresh. It seems like it's good, but maybe you just need to refresh your browser. I'll see in here just fine, though mostly reading chat, so I can't speak to video, but it's good when I have a look. Got you. It was a 1-second disconnect. Seemed like there's a hiccup since I'm 20 seconds behind for some reason, but looks to be working out. Okay. All right. So yeah, Mister, if you're still having problems, just go ahead and refresh your browser. That was odd. I think I'm going to have to go ahead and bite the bullet and increase my network speed. I mean, in fact, here, hold on. What am I running right now? Lasted like 2 minutes for Mister. That's interesting. Whoa. I'm only getting 5 megabit upload? Well, that would be a problem. It should be more than that. I mean, that's considered very fast, but not for what I'm doing. I wonder if Comcast is throttling me. Huh. I wonder if it's throttling me. There's no personal info on there, boss space. I was just running a general speed test. That's all.
And the queen? A place in the Kahanga tribe among all the rest of these neglected people. You've lived outside the caste system all these years. Are you eager to return to it?
3, what's going on, man? How are you? You know, I was about to say that all 3 factions of the First Pillars games are flawed, but I think ironically that the Dozens are the most organized. I can't stand the Dozens, though. I accidentally stumbled into picking them, and I was so pissed. I was so upset.
I can give you money, fame, certainly. But the men and women of the company, we set our aims high.
Yeah, I think I might have to bite the bullet and call Comcast and expand the pipe. Which, I mean, I kind of wanted to do anyway at some point because I'd like to be able to stream at a higher resolution, but I didn't want to do it yet. You got fiber optics? They don't run the fiber in the hood. We don't got it like that around here. It's also the fact most people won't stand up to their boss. As a heavy equipment operating truck driver, I have companies chasing me, so I'm empowered to hold my boss feet to the fire. Exactly. A lot of people don't feel like, a lot of people don't have the skills where they can really just stand up and say, no, this is the way it is. And then 2, even if you have the skills, you also have to have the spine. Like, I think the problem, going back to the NFL, I think the problem is there's a whole lot of people who don't want to have to make any sacrifices. Because at the end of the day, when you stand up and fight for labor rights, a lot of times the people who are actually in the fight are not the ones who really benefit. It's the next wave of workers who really are able to reap the fruits of what of the sacrifices made by those who came before. And a lot of people, they're like, I don't want to make those sacrifices, even if the rules are shit, even if my job is shit. I'd rather just get everything I can and not have to go through a bunch of hoops to try to make things better.
And if I only wanted to offer you work as an Adra inspector, I would have let Albari deal with you.
Another stutter. That's so weird. Never had to deal with stutters before. And it the reason why I say it's weird is it shows up green for me in OBS. So like OBS doesn't feel like there should be any issues. So what is it you want?
The Valiant Trading Company has maintained an outpost here in Nekataka for nearly a century now. It was only 2 years ago that we discovered the effects of luminous Adra.
Kind of refreshed itself.
Animancers and several watchers. Flaune Alette has continued to study the potential of luminous Adra in all manner of advances. Why content ourselves to sell all this Adra as a luxury when we might use it to change the world?
James, gotta support the only YouTube streamer I watch. Thank you so much, man. Really appreciate it. Really appreciate you becoming a member, dude. There's a poll out right now for what game is going to be our first playthrough. So make sure you take a second when you get a chance and go into the poll and vote. Looks like Pathfinder Kingmaker is running away with it, but who knows? I'm going to leave it up for a week, so that might get overturned. We'll see. Slandered, from what I've returned, which might be nothing, ISP in the U.S. now has the legal grounds to decide to throttle specific programs at specific times. Yep, that's true. That's true. So they can decide that, hey, I don't feel like you're paying enough money to be able to use the amount of internet at these times that you're using. And of course, I'm streaming at Monday and Wednesdays, every evening. And I'm sure there's probably not that many people in this neighborhood who are using the internet in that way, which is why I immediately thought they're throttling me, because I'm pretty sure my upload speed should be 10 meg. So I might have to call them tomorrow and go ahead and up it. I'm still holding out hope that Arcanum makes a comeback. Even if it doesn't make a comeback, Demas, if Arcanum has not won by next year, I'll probably just go ahead and play it. Because you're not the only person who was asked about that. So, yeah.
But of course you understand all of this. Alette sent word of your involvement in her latest experiment. A very dramatic first attempt, I hear. Though, Alette has a tendency to gloss over details. But, I want to hear it from you. How did it go?
Frosty, I only stream... I don't think I stream in 60 FPS. I'd love to watch you play all of those games except Kingmaker. Not because I dislike Kingmaker, but because I'd rather see the other stuff. I know. Oh, sweet Pillars 32. I just started a new run myself. How are you building your character? What's going on, Mythical Ring? I'm a Cypher, and so I'm pretty much focused on damage. And that's what I've been doing. So I'm an Ascendant Cypher, actually. So I got the blunderbuss to hit as many enemies as possible and get the focus to shoot up. Gwendolyn, what's going on? How are you? Three, we're referring to the members poll. For members, they to give them value, I'm doing the playthroughs where it's like 1 hour, like, you know, once or twice a week, as opposed to the live streams that we do, because I know some people prefer their playthroughs in that way, but I feel like the majority of the main channel doesn't like those. Like, when I would do those playthroughs, the first couple of episodes would do great, and then after that, it would completely trail off. So I felt like that was a cool way of being able to give members good content, but at the same time, not make the main channel feel like they're missing out on something, or that I'm putting up a bunch of great content under a paywall. Very to know the streamers, they have way bigger spikes of uses. Absolutely. I meant House Domina earlier. My bad. Oh. Yeah. I love House Domina. I've never played Evil in Pillars of Eternity 1, though, so I've never ended up siding with them. I always try to go with the Knights. 3 is for channel. Yeah, we get to vote on streams. 9 all. Take care, Sean. Have a good one. Sweet, I love Cypher. Seraphine is one of my favorite companions. Seraphine is awesome. To me, I felt like Cyphers were the best class to be in Pillars of Eternity 1. I don't think the disparity is that big in Pillars of Eternity 2. In fact, I think there's a case to be made that Priest might be the best option, especially considering all the dialogue you have with deities, but I'm still having a great time with Cyphers. My soul was sent to the beyond, into one of Rimmergan's realms.
You'll put the priest into a frenzy with talk like that. Communion with the gods is their business.
Despite the levity in his voice, Castor regards you with gloomy regret.
A near-death experience does little to recommend Alette's efforts. I am glad you are in one piece, Watcher.
Mister, I saw that those updates were being made, but I haven't checked out the Demon Path at all, because I felt like I would have to replay a bunch of it in order to experience that content. Especially since I had already given Nocticula the business in Act 5. So at some point, maybe I'll go back through and play it on Nocticula's side. My question is, if you're able to like really side with Nocticula, does that mean the romance has been expanded? Because when I played Demon Path, the romance with Nocticula was actually kind of whack. Zalcat's Rogue Trader Alpha open to streamers showing content yet? What kind of embargo might be on that? I'd love to see some Rogue Trader stuff eventually. There's no embargo on Rogue Trader content. I decided I'm more than likely I wouldn't stream it more than once before the game actually comes out. And I felt like if I was going to stream it, I should wait for the beta and not stream alpha content that wouldn't even be close to what's actually coming out. So when the beta comes out, we will be streaming it on the channel, but I'm going to wait until then. So that means I got bored playing good. I understand. I'm waiting for all of Season 2 to release. Yeah, the changes apply to Act 4 and 5, I believe. Interesting. Man, but sometimes evil bothers. When I have to hurt Ember, Sealer is great. Man, I don't know for sure. I only know the basis. There's something involving in Hera Bro too. Interesting. So it might be worth going through.
Let's research. Flawed as this outing was, there is promise there. This is only the start, you know. The very dawn of a new age of discovery. But just imagine.
Castal spreads his hands. His eyes behind his spectacles are fever bright with enthusiasm.
Imagine if we could transport goods and people more quickly than any vessel or horse. Cure every kind of ailment. Perhaps cure disease altogether. We'll extend our lifespans by decades. Maybe even centuries one day.
I miss you. Just first of all, welcome to the stream. You finished the unfair playthrough. I'm never doing that. I value my peace of mind. All right, I've done core multiple times, and I'm good. I'm not going any further. More power to you. Glad you were able to get the secret ending as well. Which mythic path did you take? That's a good idea. I got burned out on Pathfinder, right? Since I played the beta so much, I came back to it again this year. You know, since there are so many different mythic path options, I think it really helped with me not getting burned out on Pathfinder. You know, I think considering how often and how repeatedly I played it, I probably should have got burned out a long time ago, but I just absolutely loved it. I don't know if Rogue Trader is going to have that type of replayability, so I definitely want to be more careful about not burning myself out on it, especially since I know once it comes out, I'm going to be playing it over and over and over and over again. When playing a Lawful Evil Lich, I always make sure to do every good option in Ember's quest. I may be evil, but I'm no heartless beast. Ember is so amazing. Someone said that a faction was capitalist. Another one's fastest. Confused which one is which. Pirates are obviously neither. Well, the Valians are obviously capitalist. I don't know which ones. Who's fastest though? Oh, awesome! You used my Ascension guy. Awesome. Glad you found that useful and that you're able to do it successfully. And you got the Trickster one. Trickster's awesome in combat. Those mechanics are bananas.
This has all been the work of a single outpost. I want there to be a dozen outposts, 100. Animancers working together to better our lives.
Oh yeah, I'm looking forward to learning lots and lots of lore.
Old Valia is a battlefield at constant war with itself. But the republics have risen from that past. We can rise farther still. And in doing so, we will raise all of Aora with us.
Lofty goals, Castor.
Yes, but achievable, I think. I may not live to see it, but I will see the groundwork done. But I've said enough. Too much, I think. There will be more experiments to come.
Rilu was immune to crits? Yeah, see? Stuff like that is the reason why I'm never doing it. I'm straight. Hey, yeah, Druid, I wasn't really into Trickster's story. The mechanics, the combat mechanics, amazing. The story was just but the ending was super cool. Especially, I think Trickster is actually one of the few paths where I think I prefer the regular Trickster ending instead of the Ascension ending.
Until then, I have a more grounded task I need assistance with. Nothing that should put your spirit in any danger. Nekataka sees its share of smuggling. I doubt that would surprise anyone. But we've learned of a particular exchange that will have more dire effects than a few spoiled Hawana peasants. There is a Royal Deadfire Company official by the name of Quarno, who has been meeting in secret with one of the Principi. I do not believe he works with the approval of his masters. He meets with a Captain Tola, a known pirate and smuggler. I hope I don't have to tell you that an alliance between a crooked royal official and the Principi is not the kind of trouble any of us need.
Mistra, just play on story mode. There's no shame in it. We all do what we got to do. Yeah, the crits are, the crits are just amazing when you're a trickster. Love the trickster ending. Why change the ending? Cause exactly. Because I can actually manage Path of the Dam. I don't know if it's just easier to understand or what, but yeah, interesting. Maybe you prefer. Do you play Pillars of Eternity real time with pause, or do you play turn based when you go Path of the Dam? When I'm fair, I usually don't have issues after chapter 3. My builds are probably too cheesy. Yeah, well, I, those early days is what I'm. The reason why I'm not playing it. Like levels 1 through 5 on unfair, please. I'm sure that's absolute hell. There's no tryhards here in chat. Exactly. Nah, I'm not. That those levels 1 through 5 are probably absolutely brutal and unfair.
I have a woman, Britza, waiting in the luminous bathhouse in Periki's Overlook. The smugglers do business there, and she has kept an eye on things. I promise to send assistance. Find her, and she will tell you what she knows.
Saw your hand balance the first game? Interesting. I remember when this game first launched, the balance was completely off. People said it was like way, way, way too easy. Like that path of the dam was way too easy, especially in comparison to the first one. Even harder too. Kennebrez is way too much now. Really? Wow. Going without the death door mechanic is already so hard. Why not just tell the Royal Deadfire Company?
Telling you amounts to much the same, no? Someone has to put a stop to things.
Good thing that someone is us. Rauatine black powder is worth its weight in Adra out here.
Guys, the quest is first.
Of course. Best to go in prepared.
Why help the Royal Deadfire Company?
The discipline of the royal officers isn't really what any of this is about. I'm more concerned about the pirates. In this particular case, the companies share an enemy.
Can you tell me more about Briz?
A fine Valian woman. Steady temperament. Good sense. The bathhouse sees an enormous number of patrons every day. It is a useful place to have a set of eyes and ears on hand.
Do you know anything else about these smugglers?
Only that Tola is a captain of middling repute and some small ambition. I expect she feels that a partnership with Quarna will give her an edge. Britza will know more.
I'll do it.
Excellent. Meeting you has been a stroke of luck, Watcher. I'll await your report.
What? I love you're still not ready for a level up? God dog it. Wait, where's... How do I get out? Here we go. Oh, that's right. They make you come upstairs. It's not the same area. That's why. Making enemies harder and harder tactics makes them better, making it so your party takes increased damage is lazy.
Down. Adair, what are you hiding in your pack?
Huh. Didn't think Ishi knew how to smoke.
God dog it. Which faction you plan on taking aside? I am siding with the Rauatine because I am romancing Maya, and I want to make sure she doesn't leave me. If I ever play this game again, I'll probably side with the pirates. I've never I played this game twice, maybe 3 times, and I've never sided with the pirates before, even though I find them super fun and super cool. Main reason for that is I never romanced Seraphim, and I found out recently I guess you can't romance Seraphim. He did so much flirting that I always assumed that you could, but apparently that's not even an option. Oh, Hill Barath. Absolutely. I'm really, really curious to find out in Avowed if you're going to have, if you'll be able to have conversations with the deities the way you can here. That is a huge, huge pull for me. Pirates are the best. My first playthrough was with them. Nice, nice. I love the captain. The captain lady, she's super fun to talk with. Definitely enjoy talking with her. In fact, now I think about it, pretty sure she's waiting for me to come talk to her, but I haven't found any candied yams yet. Or the candied nuts, that's what she wants. I have not found those yet. Why am I here? I am here to go to the bathhouse. There we go. I'm like,
Hot razor skewers, crusted swordfish.
There we go. Yeah, he's a tease. Apparently, you can only have a one-night stand with him. Maybe he's just incapable of forming real relationships. Udine, I've already talked with you before. Yana, that's not the name of who I'm looking for. Riz, Amaro. Maybe you're upstairs? I'm still hoping Avowed is a prequel. Avowed is definitely a prequel. I think it's actually set like hundreds of years in the past. It's set far enough in the past where there's been some discussion about whether or not there even will be pistols in the game, which in my opinion it would really suck if there's not. Like, I'm cool with them taking the Skyrim formula and saying that it's basically Skyrim in Pillars of Eternity, and that's fine, but it can't just be an exact ripoff. That's not going to work. And having pistols would be a way to really distinguish it from the combat style of Skyrim. I hope that's what they do. And what game were you curious about if we can talk to deities like in Pillars 2? Yeah, Avowed. Avowed and some. Yep. I'm hoping that the deities play a major role in Avowed.
You and I, we have a mutual friend, do we not?
She grins widely, tongue pressing pink between her teeth. I'm here at Director Costello's request.
Good.
The tension in her shoulders settles, and she hazards a small smile.
A Royal Deadfire operative, Quarno, and his Principi associate Tola will meet tonight to discuss the details of a business arrangement. They have bought out the entire first floor for privacy's sake. Even Gunnar, the proprietor, will excuse himself. Only bathhouse attendants will be allowed to remain to ensure their comfort. You understand?
What do you need me to do?
I will disguise you as a bathhouse attendant, so you might observe their meeting. With luck and some cunning, you may be able to discover the details of their special arrangement. You will not be able to take your gear, but do not worry. Should the situation get out of hand, there will be a stash of weapons hidden in one of the changing booths. But I am sure it will not come to that.
Do I have to be unarmed?
They will not believe you an attendant if you carry a blade.
Her mouth quirks into a playful smile. Yep, I absolutely agree, Druid. And plus, the animations from holding the musket while using powers to either empower your attacks with it or debuff your enemies, I think that would all be super cool. Pirates are the best. Nice. I never did that one. The other one I'm going to have to go back to one day. I heard that Avowed is set before the gods were made. What? That would be wild. That would be wild if, especially if it ends up being that the deities are created while in that game. Psst, that would almost be just as good.
But do not fear. I would not throw you to the wolves. Remember, should you have need of them, there is a stash of weapons in one of the changing booths.
All right. You can't do this yourself?
I have had dealings with Tolar in the past, and I am certain she will recognize me. Hence why I have requested assistance from Director Castle, though it pains me to do so.
She grimaces and looks away. No happy endings here, James. What can you tell me about Quarno?
He is a snake in the body of a man. Though he is supposedly the Royal Deadfire Company's man, he always seems to be working some deal on the side.
Anything I should know about Tola?
Tola is fond of drink, and her tongue flaps loosely when she has had too much of it.
All right. I'm ready to infiltrate the meeting.
Gelarde. Then you will take your disguise, and I shall take your equipment, Ak.
Her voice drops to a conspiratorial whisper.
Take this rice wine as well. Perhaps you will find use of it, eh?
She winks. Dun, dun, dun. Okay. Discover the details. That's Quarno. That's Tola. If it comes down to a problem, okay. Quarno leans against the wall of the bath and regards you skeptically. He wrinkles his nose and grimaces. The golden torque around his neck and gemstones in his ears glimmer in the low light. Torment tides and Numera endings were wild. I actually managed to become the Memovira. I don't know what that means. I actually never played the original Torment, and so I haven't played the sequel either. That's definitely a series I plan to get to either this year or definitely next year.
If I grow hungry or thirsty, I will call for you. Until such a time, leave me in peace.
I wanted to speak with you.
What reason does an attendant have to speak with me?
Bluff. I made a few bad investments and ended up here. I had hoped to speak with someone successful.
A difficult position to be in. One to which I am not a stranger.
He narrows his eyes and leans forward with interest.
What do you wish to know?
What do you do for the Royal Deadfire Company?
I manage munitions, cannons, gunpowder, and the like.
He glares at you from under heavy brows.
What do you wish to know?
The lady over there looks important.
Captain Tola is a creature of the Principe, though a minor one at best.
He rolls his eyes in her direction and sighs.
In truth, her status matters little to me, for she has the coin to purchase enough munitions to outfit an entire fleet.
He shrugs.
What do you wish to know?
Talking about series, any chance on Shadowrun? So I'm actually replaying Midnight Suns right now. And then after I get through with that, Shadowrun, what's the second one called? Dragon something, right? Whatever that second Shadowrun game is, that's the next one I'm going to play. As far as streaming it, I'd be down to stream it, but it'll probably be a while before that happens. Like, we're playing this. After that is DOS 2. I mean, even before we get to DOS 2, I'll be doing Forspoken. After DOS 2, I want to do Baldur's Gate 2. And then by the time we finish that, we might be up against Baldur's Gate 3. After Baldur's Gate 3, I assume Rogue Trader is going to come out at the end of the year, so I definitely plan to play Rogue Trader. Harry Potter is going to be in there somewhere as well. So I feel like as far as live streaming, this year is probably pretty packed. Turn from playing and tech support for my dad. Did I miss anything? Nah, just turning in some quests and running through some other ones. All good. Dragonfall, yeah. So I'm probably gonna play Dragonfall. I don't think it'll take me the whole month to get through Midnight Suns. So either this month or next month, I will be playing Dragonfall. Yeah, you missed that. Barath had a whole concert. It's bad. Why would the Principe need such expensive weaponry?
Find me a man who does not appreciate a fleet of cannons at his command, and I will show you a fool.
He chuckles to himself, his hand splayed across his chest.
The Principe appreciate cannons more than most, and they know when to turn them toward Valian Trading Company ships to get what they want. And some ships, let us say, they are ripe for the plucking. What do you wish to know?
That's all for now. Ooh, now we're all nice and leveled up. I'm just curious, though. What's up with Toiler? What? I got to get in the water? I can't just stand over here and talk to her? A boisterous woman with a long, sunburned nose motions you to approach. Her eyes droop half closed, and the stench of liquor wafts off of her.
Ah, what timing? Landing in all this water's making me thirsty.
Bow and give her a bottle of rice wine. She drinks deep from the bottle and releases it with a belch and smack of her lips. She regards you through red-rimmed eyes and slowly looks you up and down.
You seem familiar. Do I know you? Or is it the wine that makes me think so?
She hiccups.
It's probably the wine.
Blackfish, what's going on, man? How are you? Your Baldur's Gate 3 walkthrough will be epic. Oh, thank you so much, man, and really appreciate the $10 donation. I'm so happy you've been enjoying the channel so far, and I absolutely cannot wait for Baldur's Gate 3. Absolutely cannot wait. She didn't mean that kind of thirsty. Tola stares at you unsteadily, her eyes half closed. Give her another bottle of rice wine. She grabs the bottle and chugs the entirety of its contents without taking a breath. She sways a bit when she sets the bottle down and gives you a bleary-eyed grin.
Has anyone ever told you you're great? 'Cause you are really great. You should ditch this stupid bathhouse. Join my crew. I just got a bunch of fancy new cannons from Quano. We'll be the terrors of the Deadfire. It'll be fun.
What do you plan to do with all that firepower?
I'm gonna blow up some Valian trading company ships and take their luminous Ardra. But shh. Don't tell anyone. It's a secret.
Her words run together in a drunken slurry. Anything else I can get for you? Actually, no. Cornel told me about you. He thinks you're important.
That's because I am.
I wonder how much Shodi doesn't like this. She gives you a broad grin that she finishes off with a belch as loud as cannon fire.
I'm no queen of Nekataka, but I do all right. I captain a ship for the Principe, and the big grouchy guy back there, Quano, works for the Royal Deadfire Company. Sometimes, when he's not doing stuff on the sides.
What do you think about Barath and Stoicism? At least it would end a lot of problems with social media. But it could also get really boring. It would definitely get boring. Man, the music in this game is so good. Doing the dungeon with the corrupted Ardra causing storms at the moment. Expert work from the composer. Yep, the composer's so good that he actually left Obsidian and he's with Sony now, but they're still contracting him to do the music for Avowed. Bow head first in the water and leave. Well, the cannon fire, that's serious. I mean, man.
Doing stuff like selling me cannons. That's what we're celebrating. Did I mention that?
Bow and leave. All right. I think we got what we needed from here.
You must gather your party before venturing.
Boom, 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 boom. What's going on, Michael? Yeah, she seems like a real hoot. All right. Let me just save here. In case there's a problem getting my gear. Oh, do I just talk with her?
Report to Director Castle once you've learned what you can.
How do I get my gear back, though, lady? I'm so confused. How do I get it back? Am I supposed to just walk out? Is that what happens? Houston, we have a problem. Or at least I hope we don't have a problem. Let's see. Helping the Valians? Yep. At least temporarily. Little XP, little money. Okay, automatically get a scene. And there we go. Look at that. And it automatically gives me all my stuff back. I appreciate that so much. Thank you. How much money do I have right now? I'm at 18,000. Okay. When I get back in my ship, please don't let me forget to rename it from junk. I didn't realize I could rename my ship. You come up on a busy city square. Bubs, what's going on? How are you? Hello from Saigon. Thank you. Hope you're doing all right over there. The cool waters of Nekataka's town well serve poor and rich alike. Yet those who gather at them share certain unmistakable features. Tired Amua visages, yokes borne across labored backs, and tattered Roparu rags. Whether for themselves or their masters, each waits in a long line to claim a bucket full of fresh water. Speak with the locals. The Roparu, long accustomed to ignoring their superiors, pay you little mind, only belatedly realizing that you address them. One of them, an older woman, blinks dark eyes at you. Akira, it is Slandered. I am always hearing stories of you. It is said you are a decent person, a younger man chimes in. Not like so many of these foreign sort. A child reaches for your hand. With a growing cascade of mummers, the crowd unravels between you and the now bubbling wellhead. A black liquid splatters from between the stones of the well and someone in the crowd screams. A muckman from the Roparo cast steps forward. His boots seem more sloshed than leather, but his plungers so long he'd fit in with any formation of pikemen. He raised a hand to the curdling crowd. Be at ease, Akira, for what do you flee? I always am cleaning these. He blinks as the undulating formlessness of an ooze bubbles up from the well. He takes a step back, shaking. Go. I'll take care of this. The Amuap drops his plungers and bolts ungainly on shoddy boots. You turn to see a second thick ooze burst out of the well, shredding the well's yolk and scattering the pit stones. To me, citizens, oh, wait a minute. We can either do resolve, I don't know if resolve will work, freeze ability, cast a spell to freeze the oozes. Boo-boo, boo-boo. Allah's magic reaches the beastly mire and snap freezes it. A moment later, the icy totem falls and shatters across the yard. You look to congratulate Olive, but the crowd screams again. You turn to see small balls of ooze escaping the well and plopping onto the ground. They sluggishly roll side to side, getting whatever bearing an eyeless monster might need. Do that thing again, Akira, a Yuana yells, with the whoosh and the ice. There's far too many for one spell to take care of. Resolve, to me, citizens, I'll protect you. Oof, this might not work. Yep, the muckman gapes incredulously and shakes his head. To tangle low with that sort of thinking. Before you can protest, the crowd chaotically scatters. Gargling louder than ever, the ooze gives chase. Predatory tendrils lash out, violently yanking people to the ground. They come for you. Which would you choose? Cypher Chanter or Cypher Druid? Both seem fun. I'm partial to the Chanter, I gotta admit. I'm really a big fan of that class. You can rename it from anywhere in the city. Just click the ship icon down the bottom. Oh, I didn't realize that. Yeah, James, there's oil in them wells. And the people, for whatever reason, are not listening to me. So they're making things harder than they have to be. Boom, 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 boom. Ooh. Did they just pop up? Woo, that was Maya. Maya sniped the crap out of them dudes. Girl, why do you keep bringing down the heavy fire out of nowhere? All right, we good? We good? And I didn't lose a single one of y'all. Y'all should be singing my praises. Instead, I haven't heard you say a dang thing. All right. Let's go back. Let's go back. So we'll turn this in. Then we got to go to the Brass Citadel and turn in actually the exact same quest again. And then once we do that, it's time to... Oh, you know what? Hold on. So you said click the ship icon. Oh, junk. Ha-ha. Little Mass Effect in there. I got it, Demas. Thank you. I appreciate you. Morning. Boo. I really appreciate in a game that's like this where it's time sensitive. I really appreciate being able to just fast forward time when I want to. I name my junk in the trunk. That works too. That absolutely works. All right, how do we get upstairs? Over here. You know what, actually, that chick was clearly upset about having to leave. Let's talk with her for a bit. See what she says.
Glad to see you in one piece, Watcher. I heard you had an eventful trip to Hasongo. The truth is that much of this archipelago is still a mystery to us. And such mysteries are often fatal, as the Royal Deadfire Company discovered. Perhaps if you relay your findings to Director Castle, he will finally grasp that truth.
I have some questions for you.
Please, go ahead.
What do you think of Castle?
I have the utmost respect for Director Castle. He made his fortune of peculiar little investments as a younger man. Our investors must have sensed their kindred spirit, no? I think the pressures of leadership are starting to wear on him, poor man.
I have no more questions. Farewell. I got a Dow because they are the facet Fastest named it the Insolence. Nice. I only got junked because I really liked it in my first playthrough when I was doing a lot of ship combat. Now, since we're always boarding, it probably makes more sense to get the Dow, but it is what it is. Whatever. Whatever. Hensler, what's going on, man? How are you?
Do you suppose Hasongo was a kind of vengeance for Rawatai's assistance with the God Hammer? Oh, listen to me. It all sounds perfectly mad.
Yeah, I know there's a lot of Heravias fans. I did a ranking of all the party members in Pillars of Eternity 1. I did a video on it. I think Heravias for me was like number 7 out of it. More so because of mechanically, like I didn't feel like I wanted more frontliners, and if I was going to have them, I was going to keep them in werewolf form as often as possible. But I think it's really cool the way he can reveal things about party members. Like, you don't realize Eddar's racist streak unless you have him hear advice in the party and stuff like that I think is really cool for. And yeah, I was also I'm not so much irritated that Durance isn't in the party in the second game. I'm more so irritated that his journey and his story doesn't matter more. Like, you don't get a chance to really talk to Margaret about it and make it clear how little you appreciate the way she treated your friend. The one who I really wanted to be in this game that I'm disappointed is not is Grieving Mother. But, you know, it was mentioned before that they were written by, what's his name, Chris Avalon. And, of course, with the issues with him and him not doing work with Obsidian at that time, unfortunately, they couldn't be in the game. So, I don't know. Maybe if we get a Pillars of Eternity 3, if they're back to working together, we can get those party members back. Doing all right. Ran my first Wrath at Glory game Saturday. Only a 2-hour session I had to work, but I think it was a good introduction for everyone. That's awesome. That's awesome, dude. Hopefully it continues to go well. Valens is one of my favorite factions in this game, and I have respect for that director. Yep, the Valens are really cool. Piece of skin. Let the men face of hair. Best beware. I took care of things at the bathhouse.
Perfecto. What did you discover?
Corno selling gunpowder and weapons to the Principe.
Deverus? That is worse than I suspected. Please, explain. Spare me no details.
Corno is smuggling Royal Deadfire Company munitions.
An interesting scheme. Fortunate that you were able to get wind of it.
Tola is planning on using Royal Deadfire Company weapons against a Valiant trading company convoy carrying Luminous Adra.
Madiko, our convoy routes are meant to be a well-guarded secret. I might as well have sent the Principe a letter.
That's all.
That is enough to work with. Agressiva, I do believe I'm going to ruin Quarno's day. I do have another matter I could use your assistance with, Watcher. If you have a moment.
More trouble at the bathhouse?
Not quite, though you may feel the need for a personal visit yourself after.
Castal smiles thinly at some private jest.
It concerns a business associate, a captain by the name of Ferrante. Something of a notable figure among the Principi, I'm told.
So you're taking a page from Corno's book?
Believe me, the irony is painful. Still, I think there is a clear difference. Quarno sought to improve his own fortunes, whereas this, I do for the company.
No, I don't think you ever really learn her new name, her real name. Could be off about that, but I seem to remember that she's just Grieving Mother now.
Captain Ferrante will have the details, but the matter concerns a contact of his on the island of Crookspur. Apparently, they're having some trouble out there with the hostile tribe. You help them, Ferrante helps the company. You've proven resourceful. You make the logical choice.
Insight. Come clean, Costello. You're making me nervous, and that's dangerous.
I would not normally enter into such pacts with the likes of Ferrante. The company's assets are in some disarray. Our resources are not what they once were.
Come on now. I remember this now. I remember where this is all heading to. And my respect for this director is plummeting by the second.
It is a shameful state of affairs, but I am doing what I can to remedy the situation. You'll find Ferrante in Dunnage. Dunnage is a den for pirates, as you might imagine. You'll likely be in less danger there than on the sea, but all the same, I recommend extreme caution.
That is some shameful shit, sir. Shameful shit. Are there any upcoming CRPGs you're excited for? So definitely Baldur's Gate 3, of course. Also definitely excited for Rogue Trader. Outside of those two, are there any major CRPG releases coming out this year? There's a bunch of games that I'm excited for, but I think those are the main CRPGs that I'm like really looking forward to, that I'm expected to be good. But of course, you know, I'm not up to date on all the indie titles that might be coming out, so there might be other stuff that surprises me. Yo, Abandonment, what's going on, man? How are you? Yo, what's up, my guys? Dudes, another synonyms for guys. All right, now let's head to the Brass Citadel. Found some information for you on the D&D thing. Can I post a tweet? Yeah, sure. Paste it in. Since I'm here, BG3 gets a full release in August. Does that count as a CRPG release? Yeah, I mentioned Baldur's Gate 3. Yep, that's definitely one of the games that I'm excited about.
Looking for a pistol or an arquebus? Rauatai makes the finest guns in Aora. And I make the finest guns in Rauatai.
Broken Roads. I don't think I've heard about that. An Aussie post-apocalypse CRPG. When is Broken Roads supposed to come out? Let's see what you have. Dragon's Dowry. I know we don't want that. Okay, so it looks like you don't have anything else we're actually interested in. Excellent. But we'll sell you some stuff. There we go. These are, yeah, don't need for that. Battle Worn Grimrock. What's in here? Nah, this is not Alof style. Nope, 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 nope. Nope. Nope, 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 nope. Nope. Boom. Ha, 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 ha. Potential. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. Not that much to sell. Oh, wow. Dude, I'm heated. All right, I bought pickles yesterday. Ain't one, but they are all gone. Do you live with other people? Did someone come in and take your stuff? Powderhouse, Sacred Stair, Fleet Master, and then the Officer's Lounge. Oh, that's right. There we go. The peddler here.
I've got all sorts of. Take a look.
Let's see what you got. Oh, the Ogre Might, Restoration, +2 intellect, +5 accuracy against vessels. +2 intellect? Yeah, I think I'm gonna take that. Yep. Okay. July. Great times for CRPGs and TRPGs. Absolutely. Broken Roads is a good name. Apparently, a lot of information will be coming in the next 24 hours. Huh. Okay. Sounds good. Never heard of it until now. So like a Mad Max RPG? Let me send a message to myself that I should check it out. Always want to know about RPGs coming out in my space. What's the thing? Broken Roads. So post-apocalyptic. So is it kind of like Fallout? Yeah, I live with my parents and 3 siblings. For now, I've been looking into apartments as late so I can free myself from them. For exactly that reason, I'm sure. Going through all your stuff. I understand, sir. I understand completely. Folks do not respect people's personal space. Yeah, definitely some strong Mad Max vibes. Okay. I will be sure to check that out.
My favorite privateer. Clear sky.
Okay. And I can't go into there. Okay, fine. Do your siblings oftentimes take your food? Abandonment? Oh, wait. The quartermaster is in that same place where Atsura is, right? That's why I don't see him yet. Okay, fine.
Watch your step. Can I help you? Some of the none of the regulars are trying
like
to
order
raise
something. There we go. Candy nuts. Hello. I'll take it. Excellent. Now, so when we leave here, we'll go see old girl. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Slan, do you think that Laren has a special contract with Wizards of the Coast that would shield them for whatever the heck the OGL ends up doing the third-party content? I don't think they'll need it because they're changing up this license for people who did not work out an agreement or an arrangement with Wizards of the Coast. So, like this license update, it's not meant to affect the Dungeons and Dragons movie because the Dungeons and Dragons movie is already being produced or made or whatever by Wizards of the Coast. So it's for all those other entities that have been able to use the Dungeons and Dragons license without having to pay Wizards of the Coast any money.
I really wish I could. Maybe
What?
you impress me.
I'm not considered. Maybe I need to talk to Atsura first, and then they'll consider me one of theirs. So no, I think Laren will be completely unimpacted by the license. The question will be, are they impacted by people who decide to boycott anything having to do with D&D? That will be the issue.
I saw one shoot once, hit a lurch shark in the eye from 200 feet away.
Tough cause of Slandered. What's going on, Fred? How are you? I love having an apartment so my mom and sister live closer and I can still see them throughout the week, but I have my sanctuary. Absolutely. Right. Yep, I agree with Abandonment. Has a bit of Disco Elysium mixed in too, based on what they've shown in the trailer. Any RPG that has a philosophical tag on Steam has my interest. Woo! So that means there is a lot of conversation. It's not just running around in combat all day. Because those are the types of RPGs I do not like. Princess, what's going on? How are you? Honestly, once I move out, since I don't get along with most of my family, I probably won't talk to them unless I have to. I know that I'm lucky to actually get along with my family. I definitely know people who they see their family as few times as absolutely necessary. I destroyed the Luminous Hydra at Pocahara.
Excellent. My reports confirm a certain amount of confusion in Queen's birth.
He smiles. Frosty, I usually agree with you, but considering the massive amount of people who have canceled their D&D Beyond subscriptions, I think it's safe to say that this has been a little bit more than talk. He smiles.
Nevertheless, I'm more interested in reports the storms around the islands have cleared. What do you know of this?
He leans a little closer, his hands folded behind his back. Metaphysics. Strong concentrations of essence affect the physical world. That's how blights manifest, for instance.
Fascinating. And most encouraging. You've proven most valuable. Accept this as a small token of our gratitude.
He hands you a purse, but his expression is distant, as if he's still thinking about what you told him.
We'd long suspected something unnatural was behind the storms, but we had little evidence.
The smile playing at his lips is that of a man who's seen the next 3 moves in a game of Hazator. History, Rautai is plagued with terrible storms. You think there may be a connection?
Yes. If the storms that assail Rautai have a similarly unnatural origin, then perhaps they too can be stopped.
He looks back up at you, his eyes bright with purpose.
And if that's the case, then there's more work to be done. Work that you might be able to help with.
Another silence passes as he regards you.
After all, somebody has to keep the peace in these tumultuous times, no?
He smiles, showing you all of his pointed teeth.
In any case, Hazanui Karu has a matter that could use your help. Her office is on the main floor behind the large double doors. It's most conspicuous.
Hey, he frowns a little. Excellent. Okay, so now I'm finally messing with the big dogs. Just checking around to make sure there's nobody around here that I'm supposed to be paying money to. Because, you know, those trainers don't show up on the map. But I think we're good. Yeah, I think we're good. We're good. Cool. So I don't want to assume too much. Yeah. I'm a big fan of the more combat-focused RPGs. It's like solving puzzles, but with gratuitous murder. That's awesome. I've been playing Far Cry 6 as of late, and it's actually so much better than I expected. I played 5 and found it lackluster, but 6 has been highly enjoyable for me. Sooner or later, I'm actually going to get around. I always play the Far Cry games, but I always play them late. And so I'll get around to that one sooner or later. Let them add all their... Is Ubisoft finished adding DLC to that game?
Atsura tells me you tamed the storms of Poko Kohara.
She scratches her chin with the stem of her pipe, watching you with new interest.
Makes a person wonder what kind of secrets lie in Andra's mortar.
She takes a thoughtful puff on her pipe. Why do you say that? She grins, smoke curling between her teeth.
Did that keep at Cadnua dull your taste for the unknown? Don't tell me you've never gazed at a horizon and wondered at what lies beyond. Or seen a no trespassing sign as a challenge?
Mischief tugs her smile across her broad jaw. In that moment, she looks somehow younger. Nothing is more thrilling than the call of the unknown.
That's the spirit.
She claps you on the back, her wooden hand clopping against your shoulder.
Rautai's storms have made us who we are as a nation. Hardy, driven, inventive. But they've also held us back. Forced our people to seek resources and livelihoods far from our homes and families. Imagine how much more we could achieve if we could control those storms.
Her bright eyes watch you for a reaction. You think something in Andra's mortar will help you with that.
Why not? The storms there cannot be natural. Not when they are so ferocious, so constant.
She motions to the window. A thin stream of smoke follows her gesture.
And your exploits at Poko Kohara suggest that something else may be behind them.
It has a Game of the Year edition, but I don't remember it winning Game of the Year. Yeah, I don't think Far Cry 6 was on anybody's Game of the Year list, but developers, or rather, I guess publishers, they always do that. But if there's a Game of the Year edition, more than likely all of the content for the game is out.
But enough of that for now.
She waves the smoke between you away. Atsura said you needed my help.
There's an understatement.
She knocks the bowl of her pipe against her wooden hand.
The trouble in Hasango forced us to send additional ships back to Rawatai to make up for shortfalls. And storms at home have delayed another portion of our fleet. This leaves us short-handed here.
She purses her lips with displeasure. What are you asking of me?
We're due to collect a special shipment for delivery to our port at Sayuka. We've contracted with a captain named Widla.
A flicker of distaste passes across her face.
Meet her, complete the trade, and take the cargo to Sayuka. Fleet Master Okaya is overseeing the development of some special projects there.
Demoss, I really like combat when the encounters are well thought out and specifically placed. Like that's one of the things I really, really appreciate about Solasta. Every single time you were in combat, it felt handcrafted, except, you could get ambushed on the road. But even when you were ambushed on the road, it wasn't like there were a ton of those, and many of them still felt like set pieces. It didn't feel like just random encounters against these low-level mobs that you could easily wipe out. So anytime a game is structured in that way, I appreciate it. Honestly, it's one of the things I appreciate about Pillars of Eternity, that there's really no random encounters. If you're fighting, you either going through a dungeon or you're trying to complete a quest. Combat is always purposeful. It's not used as a way to just fill up time. That's true. Witcher 3 didn't have any until it 1. That's the spicy hot take. Yeah. All games do that. Yeah. They come out with this Game of the Year edition to try to draw people to it and make them think that this game was critically acclaimed, even if it wasn't. It's just the nature of the business. Game of the Year editions used to be called the Gold Edition. Yep, was the base game and all the expansions bundled together. They should go. I agree. They should go back to that.
She's one of the brightest minds in Rawatai, and it shows. You two will get along.
Her amusement manifests in the barest lift of her eyebrows.
Most of her work is, or should be, under wraps for now. But perhaps she can give you a taste of what we have to offer.
What's the shipment?
It'll be easier for Okaya to explain.
She puffs a thick cloud of smoke between the two of you. She doesn't break your gaze, but the effect is almost the same. Whittler and her crew, who are they?
Good sailors with a fast ship and no mind for questions.
She chomps a little harder on a bit of her pipe. Insight, they're smugglers.
Along with half the population of this storm-tossed archipelago.
She shakes her head.
I understand you're cozy with the Principe. I've got no love for pirates, but that connection may serve you well here.
Fubs, in my opinion, it's not. I don't think the story for either of the Solasta games, because there's Solasta Crown of Magister, and then they also added a DLC, Solasta Lost Something. In both cases, the environments are really cool and varied. The combat is amazing. Like, to me, from a combat standpoint, it's the purest representation of D&D tabletop you can find in a video game, but the story, not all that great. The story in the DLC is better. And Crown of the Magister, like, it's irritatingly bad. The lineup, go big or go home. Presidential Medal of Awesome Edition has a much better ring to it. Whittler and her crew, who are they?
Good sailors with a fast ship.
Oh, okay.
Any other questions?
Why don't you send Whittler's crew to Sayuka? Her last sounds like a grunt.
Let's just say, I'm not keen to invite them to a port where we're developing experimental technologies. Any other questions?
If it's important, I can handle it. What's next?
Whittler's agreed to meet our courier out at sea, away from the heaviest traffic.
She gestures on her map to the open water west of Nekataka.
This is her payment. We've already negotiated with her.
She hands you a purse.
Fleet Master Okaya will see to your compensation once you arrive with the cargo.
She watches you appraisingly.
This is the kind of job that's best completed quickly and quietly. I'm counting on your famous discretion.
I'm famous for discretion? How did that happen? The voice acting in Solasta is hilarious, though it's not great. Yep, absolutely agree. Man, story is big for me, so I'll give it a miss, I think. Yeah, I enjoyed it. It was well worth playing, but if story is the biggest thing for you and you feel like you just won't enjoy a game if it doesn't have a good story, Solasta is probably not going to do it for you. You know, I'd recommend you stick with like the Pillars of Eternity series, the Baldur's Gate series, Tyranny, games of that nature. Finally caught a live stream. Toasty, what's going on? How are you? So, man, your videos help me out so much. Thanks for everything you do, bro. Thank you. Thank you. I'm so glad you've been enjoying the content. Really appreciate it. Glad you've been able to make a stream. Either way, cheapest game of the year.
Clear skies.
All right. Calm seas. Let's go. Okay. I think now, let me check the journal. I think I do want to go ahead and clean up Raotai's quest, because I think it's the last major quest for them as well. It's the Winter, Wana, the Hawaki. Oh. An island once. Oh, so I do have another Wana quest. Kill Hero and take a ship. Oh, yeah, that's fine. Oreo Koiki. Me Whittler. Oh, that's right. And we need to go to Port Manger. To Sayuka. Oh, and Sayuka is where we need to go for what you gonna call it? Okay, cool. And then the painted mask. Oh, and Allah's quest is on there as well. Okay, fine. Okay, cool. So lots to do. We need some combat soon, especially when this apparently legendary game goes on 50%. My son. Is there a Ghost of Tsushima? Is that on PC or is it literally only on PlayStation? Say, what's going on, man? I ain't gonna look because I'm calling bet. Sounds good, dude. Take care. Hope you have a restful evening. Yeah, my night's going well. I got no complaints at all. Okay. You're there. Okay, I want... Did they have old girl? Nope. Well, here, hold on. No, that's the deck of many things. Where is this chick that I'm supposed to meet? No. Oh, hey, actually, what I also want to make sure of, did I ever remember to... Nope, I still haven't done that. Let me go do that. Because if I don't do it now, I might never remember it. Tsushima, it's only on PlayStation. Oh, got you. I mean, sooner or later, I guess I'll get one. At some point. We know the drill with this. Search around, identify it, meditate, and rest. There we go. But there's a leak in October that it will be getting a PC port. That's what I want to hear. Excellent, excellent, excellent. To the west of Nekataka, rolling verdant plains stretch towards the mountains. Spiked plants with bright flowers punctuate the emerald green tall grass. The occasional tree dots the landscape, broad foliage casting shade like a parasol. You crest or rise to see a group of reptilian figures roughly 100 feet down the hill. Hunched atop a broad, flat stone, the Zorps chirp and squawk. Spyglass. Use a spyglass. Through the lenses of your spyglass, you make out a party of 10 or so Zorps. Several are poking at grubs with long sticks under the guidance of one of their shaman. In the center of the circle, two of the grubs snap at one another, egged on by their Zorp captors. Sneak closer to observe them. You sneak quietly through the brush, eyes alert for other threats. Olive failed. One of the Zorps perks up, nostrils flaring, and its head twists directly towards Olive. It barks and chirps, pointing a claw towards your companion. The small creature produces bows and spears, which they brandish threateningly at you. They make no move to attack, however. Diplomacy. Easy there. We mean you no harm. Oh, wait. I don't have good diplomacy. Sleight of hand. Sleight of hand. Impress them with some sleight of hand. You perform a simple coin trick, and the Zarb stare at you. Even with 7, God dog it, you've never seen less impressed Wilder. One shakes his head, resting a disappointed palm-molded snout. Another sits down, cradling his head in his hands. Diplomacy, easy there. We mean you no harm. The Zarbs chitter angrily at you, thrusting their spears in your direction as if to ward you off. Draw your weapons and attack. The Zarbs cry out in surprise as you charge them. They scatter, bringing their weapons to bear. More leaks. I'm excited to play Mech Warrior with my father again. Awesome. Truth be told, I really need to get a PC, but I know if I did, I would play way too much World of Warcraft. I'm lucky enough to have missed that entire boat. I never got into World of Warcraft. I left all that alone. Come on, bro. A little bit more. All right, it's still not ready here. We're just gonna go ahead and do it. There we go. Give him another one. Give him another. Ba, 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 ba. Mm-hmm. You get one more.
That was about as useful as a bump on a pickle.
Oh yeah, I missed that whole boat. Nope. I played Guild Wars way back in the day when it first came out, but that was about it. The only MMO that really got me hooked was Marvel Heroes when it came out, because I'm a big comic book guy, big Marvel guy, and so I played that and I was absolutely addicted. I'm talking, I was spending like 8 to 10 hours on that game per day. I was barely sleeping. And that whole experience let me know, leave MMOs alone. Especially now, I didn't have a kid back then. So, you know, I can't imagine allowing myself to get hooked on something like that now. Let it go. That was part of my hesitation with Final Fantasy 14, even though people, you know, some of the folks in chat have said, you know, it doesn't work strictly like an MMO, so I don't have to have that same fear, but that's part of the reason why I let that alone. As soon as I found out it had, like, MMO things about it, I was like, I'm straight. I don't even want to take the chance. Boom, boom. I was addicted to World of Warcraft for a long time. I have a PC again, but I will never touch it. It's like crystal meth for the game world. Yep, exactly. Missed my freshman year exams because I was doing a raid for a while. Yep. But somebody's still covering this game. I feel like I slept on big time. Mac and Cheese, what's going on? Yeah, I love Pillars of Eternity. I feel like it's definitely up there as far as CRPGs. I played while I was in uni. My grades were not good, but as they say, P's get degrees. God is a Blood Death Knight in WoW. I also played a hell of a lot of... Oh, I forgot about that. I did play a lot of Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic as well. I played that MMO, but I didn't get too crazy into it. I got crazy into Marvel Heroes. Like, my level of playing Knights of the Republic was a lot more controlled and okay. I don't know why. Maybe because I really didn't like the way they handled Revan, and so it was easier for me to just limit myself. Rocks and debris have collapsed onto this mechanism, rendering it inoperable. That meth lost its luster. I found League is heroin for the younger generation nowadays. Very toxic. Yeah, but I feel like I could be wrong because I was never really a part of the WoW community, but it seems like the League community is a little more toxic than the WoW community was. Like, I hear about the League community all the time. No need for MMOs. Yeah, exactly. That's the other thing. Like, we're getting no shortage of great games, and I got a backlog of great games. Why would I do an MMO? But he didn't mean the mom. Was the one I played for a very long time. Nice. Final Fantasy 14 is very generous, not addictive. Very good story. Can't recommend it enough if you want a genuine good game. Yep. I plan to play it out. Enough of you have brought it up that I'm like, all right, I'll give it a shot. This wagon seems to be in relatively good repair, in sharp contrast to its weather-worn surroundings. Working my way through your Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous Lich playthrough. Awesome. Just wanted to stop by and say thank you. You're playing things like Pillars of Training 2. I feel I'm be here for a while. That's awesome. That's awesome. I appreciate it. And yep, this is definitely my lane. CRPGs are the type of games I love to play. So hopefully I'll be able to keep providing you with content you'll enjoy. Take care. Love to see more CRPGs set in sci-fi settings. I absolutely agree. It's honestly part of the reason why I'm so excited for Starfinder. You trying to creep around, bro? I don't appreciate that at all. And you turn this on. Let's do that. Let's do some of that. Uh-oh. That's not good. Okay, all right. Let's put an end to some of this. Yep. Oh my God, he's dead. That's not good. Am I really getting mollywopped?
Can't make a dent.
Excellent.
May I be a
That will do you. Why does it feel like you don't use any of your stuff, bro?
That wasn't that bad.
There we go. Okay, so you are. It just feels that way. There we go. Boom, ba-dum, boom. Wild's falling off in the league is that new drug that's legitimately bad for you. Yeah. That they have proof that Wizard of the Coast plan to deauthorize the OGL for years now. It doesn't get better. Nah, I think this is just the beginning for them. I think this is just the beginning for them, unfortunately. A large decaying heart stuffed with straw has been mounted on the wall as a grisly trophy. I love Final Fantasy 2. Best narrative in any MMORPG. APR is a bit slow, but the expansions are fantastic. Not trying to convince you to play FF14 or anything, since it's huge and you have plenty to play, but I will say the story is the focus rather than grinding gear treadmill like WoW. Got you. Pause coming out with that. Did I hear it here first? No. I'm sorry. I didn't mean. What's the name of Bethesda's game that's coming out? Not Starfinder. Starfield. My bad, Fred. Yeah, I really enjoy the Shadowrun games. I'm looking forward to playing them. As soon as I get through with Midnight Suns, that's where I'm going to next. These cuts of flesh and charred limbs have started to ripen in the tropical heat. Check up here. Anything up here? Whoa. There's a whole thing over here. Okay, let's go back over here then. I am trying to convince you on the other hand. Yeah, I'm definitely going to have to give it a shot. I've already made that decision. At a glance, you take this man to be one of the Wana. His face crumples as you approach, and he sags in his bindings, murmuring repeated oaths of gratitude.
Please help me. I do not know how it is you came by this place, but please, you must save us.
Us?
Those animals ate him. My friend. I could only watch.
He hangs his head, shuddering.
Riku takes his life and spares mine. Please, let me free. I cannot stay here any longer.
Where are we?
What? Oh, it is an old shrine to Nagati. The priests, they went to Nekataka, and now there are no guards on these roads.
Yeah, Fred, I'm hoping that with Pazzo's increase in popularity now, that they'll get someone who really wants to work on Starfinder. How did you end up in here?
Does it matter? Cut them loose and ask questions later.
Shut up, Maya.
We are just merchants, traders. The lizards surrounded our wagon and dragged us here. Tamao is gone, but Dima, surely she is still here?
Untie him.
Akira, you have my thanks once again.
The man rubs at his chafed wrist.
They took someone else. But Dima, She must still be in the cages to the southeast. These creatures must have a key somewhere. Please help her. I think I will be sick. May Nekati guide you to calm waters.
He staggers for the entrance. Huh. Okay, I'm definitely gonna have to watch Young Gay's video.
Let's take a look. Wait, look there.
Hmm.
Here we go.
That's Setter. Okay, cool. Excellent. Aloth, why are you being hit? Where are you? Okay, you're all the way up there.
Hey, watch it with that.
Stop that complaining, Eder. You're barely getting hit. Meanwhile, they're getting... Oh, my God. I forgot about those Plague Stalker thingies. That's why Aloth was getting hit up. I just want the poor shackled riders to be free and write bold, wonderful stories for us to enjoy. Mm-hmm.
I know just the thing. It's done.
Means, boy, they can't. Alcap actually owns Wrath. Yeah, they learned from their Kingmaker problems. Smashed crates, broken chests, and various other discarded items are piled high against the wall. A few chunks of unidentifiable meat lie in a foul-smelling slurry at the bottom of this bucket. Where are we? Okay. Oh, so I could have came down here, and then the stairs over here. Wow, this is actually kind of a big area. I wonder if there's supposed to be a quest associated with it, and I just missed it somehow. Anybody else? Oh, so he disappears and then pops back up. Right, pops back up next to the squishies. That's annoying as all hell. Play a lot of Pathfinder 1E and some of 2E, but I have never touched Starfinder. But I'm not much of a sci-fi guy, I'll be honest. I enjoy Star Wars and Fifth Element, but that's about it. I've never touched it either, but I just know I love sci-fi, so I just know I would appreciate it if they did something with it. Oh, I've already clicked on that. Standing within the cage is a Wana woman, clad in bedraggled clothing and covered in numerous scrapes and scratches. She clutches at the bars as you approach. No voice acting. You, quickly, you must help us. Those things have already come to take away my companions. I dealt with the Eoten. I have the key right here. Then, you've truly done it? Akira, I did not think it possible. Please, what of the others? One of them made it. He's waiting for you outside. God, he preserve you. I owe you much. I have lost enough today. She wipes her forearm across her brow. TK, what's going on? Hey, man, thank you for all you do and content you provide. Keep up the fantastic work and have a fantastic day. Thank you. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Thank you for the $10 and glad you've been enjoying the content. I plan to be doing this for quite some time. Okay, so those two are done. So now I guess we go downstairs then. But actually, before we go downstairs, I'll do a save here. And you know what? Level up. Boom. Ba, 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 ba. Screaming souls. Oh, you know what? Disintegration wouldn't be bad to have either, now that I think about it. For those single target times. What is this? +1 max and power points, +1 cast with level 1 cipher spells. Ooh, I'll take it. Athletics, survival. We're down here. Draw strength from there and causing them to regenerate a portion of the health lost from each attack. Could do that. What's Rogue looking like? Deep wounds. Raw damage. There we go. So we can stop talking about it's not working. With Hogwarts Legacy, Baldur's Gate 3, and Starfield coming out this year, it's all going to eat a lot of spare time. Yeah, there's no shortage of fantastic games coming out. Absolutely. Boom. Have we been at this level already? I don't think. Oh, yeah, we have. Okay, cool. Powered attacks get increased duration on affliction and inspiration effects. Yep. Make his afflictions last longer. You. Boom. Dun. I don't want any of that. Powered attacks gain increased damage. Oh, yeah, you know what? Yeah, fine. Increased penetration. Probably not going to buy Starfield just because I'm not a big Bethesda fan as I used to be, having Fallout 76 and all that. But I'm absolutely going to play Elder Scrolls 6. I kind of feel the same way, but you know, we just don't get that many sci-fi RPGs, so I feel like I can't turn this down. Even though I know the same people who made Age of Decadence, they're working on a sci-fi RPG. And I'm definitely looking forward to that. Lasting inspiration. I wish that Kingmaker could be sold back to Outcat, but that probably won't happen at this point. Do you know who actually owns Kingmaker? Like, who do they need to get it back from? Oh, I already had a save before I started this, so I don't need to do another one. There we go. Okay. Downstairs. I never expected Fallout 76 to be any good form the moment it was announced, so has it affected my opinion of Bethesda in the same way? That's understandable. Oh, I know this place now. I remember this. Okay. All right. We'll come back here later. You can't go any further here. This is like the teleportation people. You end up on the other side over there. Okay, cool. That'll work. Doom. We don't get many sci-fi RPGs, true. Mostly from Warhammer or Halo nowadays. Exactly. Don't worry about Wrath and Rogue Trader, though. All right. Come on. Get to walking. There we go. Super hyped for that Warhammer 40K RPG by Outcat. Me too. I cannot wait at all. We're going to do a lot of content on that game as soon as it goes to beta. The alpha just doesn't interest me as much because I can't tell how much they're going to change it. So I'm just going to wait for the beta, and then we're going to really dig into things. Okay, now that I did that, we'll go back to the sea. Starfield was delayed to polish this. This Microsoft now has control over it. As far as Elder Scrolls 6, won't be out till 2026. Sky Oblivion will be out in 2025. What is Sky Oblivion again? What are they actually doing? Who gave me this quest? Whitla and a crew are waiting at a predetermined spot west of Nekataka. All right. West of Nekataka. But I don't see any ship there. All right. You know what? Here. We'll just go over west. See what happens. Who's this? Oh, you're just a regular Awana captain. Okay. I think I've already dealt with like all the ships that are in the immediate area. And Whitla. Pretty sure she ends up being a jerk, right? They lost the license for some reason, so they just dropped the support for the game like a rock. Yeah, Pazzo owns it, but they are renting the ability to make it. So it's Pazzo that they're having an issue with? Most fantasy are post-apocalyptic settings, and I love sci-fi, yeah. They could get it, but I don't know what caused the loss of life. Maybe it was a non-negotiable thing. Interesting. Is Oblivion plus Skyrim. What does that mean, Oblivion plus Skyrim? Like, are they literally combining both games and then giving it a new coat of paint? A long, sleek ship rides low in the water. Its crew stands protectively around a cluster of crates positioned on the main deck. A woman saunters across the deck, her roughly chopped hair swinging in her stride. Yes, it's an upgraded version of Oblivion. Okay. There we go. I actually played Oblivion and enjoyed it quite a bit, but I got tired of that red color palette just being over every damn thing. So I hope they improve that at least. All I'm hoping for is for Elder Scrolls 6 to be on Unreal 5 or anything not Bethesda engine related. Yeah, it's to me, it's one of the real downers about I keep getting confused with puzzles versus Starfield. Starfield is correct. Yeah, I was really disappointed when the gameplay footage came out, and it was clear like this is basically the same as Fallout 4. It's a little bit better, but that's about it. Not happy about it at all, but it is what it is.
We said or not, Perrin.
She bangs her fist against one of the crates. The dwarven man standing near her flinches as though she'd hit him.
I'd happily tell you if you stopped interrupting my count.
He rolls his eyes skyward. She cackles and thumps him on the back. He staggers forward and shoots her a venomous glare.
You've had days to count. Now it's time we talked about the price.
She turns her attention to you, eyes gleaming. Perrin follows her gaze. His eyes go wide. He clears his throat.
Careful. This one's got friends in the Consuelo.
In that case, I'll honor the original price. Consider that a discount among friends.
Whittler gives you a once-over. Give 1,000 copper. Deal.
Glad we could do business.
Yeah, otherwise you got to wipe out her and her crew, which doesn't bother me at all. Smugglers unload the crates onto your ship. Your new cargo secured, you retract the anchor and let out your sails. Oh man, those Oblivion gates were tedious. Yep. I don't remember Oblivion that well, but I remember those damn gates. I remember walking across fields and just seeing red light everywhere and being like, this shit is actually kind of annoying. It's actually kind of annoying. Whoa. I missed the message. What is going on? Eldingrim finds you in your cabin. Captain, come quick. Someone's just popped out of one of those crates we picked up. Before you can object, Eldingrim leads you above deck. Indril Forgotten Shores is great if you want to play Skyrim, but not Skyrim. A plump, middle-aged woman stands beside the crates. Her clothing is rumpled and her hair matted, but her eyes twinkle with triumph.
Gelarde, 23 days. This is a new record.
She smells of stale urine, old sweat, and worse, but she beams at you all the same. Hold your nose, lady. You're setting all kinds of records right now.
You bear witness to the victory of magic over matter, and you are bothered by a little mess.
Bethesda would rather make a new engine than use Unreal Engine. Yeah, but they're not even going to do that. I mean, if you're not going to make a new engine, for criminy's sake, just use Unreal Engine, please.
I have nearly perfected Renova Miseres, and this spell shall change exploration forever.
What?
Renewal of air, you would say. Kith have explored every mountain in the Eastern Reach, yet the realm of fish and leviathans remains close to us. It has been my dream to open these steps to discovery, to let Kith breathe as the fishes do.
A look of wonder shines in her eyes.
Or at least to let us use the air of a single breath again and again.
Why go to Sayuka? Why lead the Valiant Republics?
Back home, they care only for profit, and there is little profit to be had in sticking your head in the glass bucket to watch the fish. But the Rawatayans, they have vision. They chase greater things than gold. So I go to work with them.
Intellect. Let me get this straight. You've been perfecting a spell that recycles air, and you'll use it to help the Rawatayans make something big?
So you do understand.
She nods proudly.
But I can say no more. The Rawatayans, they have sworn me to secrecy.
Yeah, I mean, if Starfield doesn't do well, Bethesda's going to be in trouble in general. Because I understand Fallout 76 made good money, but critically, woo, that game was ripped apart, and it seemed like the vast majority of the fans didn't appreciate it either. So if they have back-to-back failures like that, like Fallout 4 wasn't necessarily well received, but it was. I don't think it was considered like a major failure. But Fallout 76 was a major failure. Good news. I just remember I had some vodka stashed away. Awesome. Drink away. I saw the scrolls better be good. We've been waiting 11 plus years already. Man, but usually the wait is worth it. What exactly are you working on at Sayuka?
Sincere, but I had promised not to say.
She looks sincerely regretful. I still don't understand why you had to hide in a crate.
Neither do I.
But okay, she thinks maybe the Dukes will not be so happy to let me go. She shrugs.
At least he gave me plenty of time to test my work.
That's all, I suppose.
Yes, I have much to do. Many more tests to run before we reach Sayuka. A pleasure talking, Captain.
Yeah, there's just... which Unreal Engine lacks. Yeah, there's got to be a middle ground. There's just got to be a middle ground somewhere. Or they've got to put in the work and actually go ahead and make a better engine. But the idea that we should just deal with the lack of visual fidelity in the games. And honestly, I don't like the concept of them releasing a subpar product, figuring that the community will make mods that'll bring people back again and again. Like, it doesn't work for me. Pazzo only owns the rights to Pathfinder trademarks, things of that nature. I can't remember the name who owns Kingmaker now. The company that does is relevant. But good news is that it did happen because Alcat went independent, so rather than Rogue Trader is owned by them. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, it is what it is. Okay, no talking, huh? Guess we're just gonna get right to it. Olive, you a little too close. There we go. Why you keep saying that, Eder? Why are you having trouble getting through their armor? Why did you run past all of them? What is that about? You know what? We're going to just go ahead and do this. What? You ran right past the front line. That was not cool. The way that went down was not cool at all. All right. Boom, 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 boom. Like getting all out and dealing with the ice, the jigger, and the shaker, and all that. I understand. I was a huge Fallout fan. But it was a horrible experience. I got nerfed 4 times. It was horrible. Yeah, I could tell Fallout 76 was just not going to be up to snuff. Like, there was no way they were going to dupe me into playing that nonsense. No. No, I'm straight. You can fool some people some of the time, but you can't fool all the people all the time. Deswa the shark, you seem like somebody I probably need to go ahead and deal with. Bored. Boom, boom. Man, I'm incredibly curious as to how people actually make video game engines. You know what? When I start up my podcast, I'll see if I can find somebody who can tell me exactly that. Woo, look at that. Starting out right off the bat, afraid. Mm-hmm. I could have done this a little better here. Let's all focus on the same thing. There we go. Yeah, hold on, you. There we go. No, you ran away, bastard. And you're done with? I'm not worried about you. Oh, you're the shark dude. Okay. So, how about you? Can I target you? I can't target you. Oh, wait. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah. Good enough. Boom, boom, boom. That changing game engines is much harder than changing RPG systems. So the impact will be far worse. I agree with that, but I just feel like it'd be worth it. I feel like they need to go ahead and make it happen. Why is nobody attacking? There we go. You need some help. There we are. There we are. Excellent. Aggressive patch is another live. Somebody still alive? Oh no, he just went down. Okay, cool. That was a save for us. A battle royale. Aggressive patch is another live service stuff can ruin otherwise great single player content. I remember the first big balance patch for Borderlands 3 nerfing all my equipment. I was so annoyed I stripped my character naked and played the slots until I got enough random legendaries to build a new loadout. Got you. Slandered, which game has your favorite original soundtrack? Mine's Witcher 3 personally. Witcher 3 is definitely up there. I would probably say the Mass Effect series overall, but Witcher 3 is definitely fantastic for music. I really enjoyed the soundtrack for Dragon Age Origins. I didn't like Dragon Age 2 as much, and I don't remember Dragon Age Inquisition. I don't think I was big on that soundtrack either, but Dragon Age Origins, especially that song that played when you were in camp, I thought it was absolutely just magnificent. Does this game have a turn-based toggle mode like Raft does? It does not. You pick at the very beginning whether or not you want to play in turn-based or real-time with pause, and you cannot change it afterwards. Who are you? You're just a regular captain. Hey, here we are. This is the port. Okay, cool. Imagine everyone switches over to using Unreal, and then Epic decides to change the terms of their agreement to force all Unreal games to be Epic Store exclusive. That would be rough. Fallout turn-based game. I feel like the Fallout crowd is not interested in turn-based combat at all, to be honest with you. I feel like that's like for a specific group. Awaken, what's going on, man? How are you? Also, what's there for is probably royalties, like using their lore and adventure and to make sure Alcott didn't do Pathfinder dirty. Probably. You started from scratch, and it takes project time and may lead to difficulties further ahead. But owning your own game engine has its advantages. I agree with that. But if you're taking 11 years to come out with Elder Scrolls anyway, while they're building the writing and figuring out how the world's supposed to work and all that, build your damn new engine. Like, seriously, this has been a problem for like 2-3 games now. It's not like it just popped up. Sooner or later, they're going to have to bite the bullet. I really won't be about the engine for Elder Scrolls 6. I just hope it's set in High Rock because I've always played High Elves and Bretons. I think it's supposed to be where the Red Guards are, if I remember correctly. I understand the aversion to turn-based mode. A lot of CRPG fans have, but as a console player, it's greatly appreciated. Honestly, I play on PC and I love turn-based mode. I think some people just prefer it being more fast-paced. That's one of the things that I think will be very, very interesting about Baldur's Gate 3. I'm actually really curious how the Swarm AI is going to work out and if that ends up being implemented by other companies.
I think Ashiza has been nesting with the pages of your grimoire.
Uh-oh.
You control him? You don't see me plucking his feathers from him.
You're dry, but I'm telling you right now, you'll regret it.
All right. Infinite variety is good and graphical with the deadly and smooth combat and never been part of the appeal of Bethesda games. I'm happy with them sticking with creation. Yep, they're counting on it, I'm sure. It's just me. It's just me.
You are welcome in Sayuka, traveler, as surely as the winds stir the sea.
Exactly, Maestro. Exactly. Considering how long the dev cycle is, you can't tell me they don't have time to make a new engine. The young Wano woman gives you a sunny smile that shows every one of her pointed teeth.
No, no, no. How many times must I demonstrate the proper way to greet a visitor?
The undersecretary makes emphatic chopping motions with his hand, a snarl curling his thin lips.
I say, I must have forgotten again. Will you remind me of the line, Undersecretary?
We say clear skies, traveler. Simple, elegant, and no smiling. Do you understand, Greeter Tebe?
Exactly, Anton. And that's what it really comes down to for me. It's the way they're doing is only good for mods. And so, yeah, if you want to play the same game 3 and 4 times over again, and you're going to play it 10 years after it comes out, then the way Bethesda's been doing things is definitely going to work for you, and you're going to get a lot of long-term enjoyment out of it. But for me, a lot of times I'm only playing the game once. You know, I play it when it comes out. I just want a good experience, and then I move it on to other things. And for those of us who are just playing the game once, right up on launch, before the mods even have a chance to come out, this whole system is not really doing anything for us.
Can you repeat it once more? I want to make sure I've got it.
Ted turns wide, innocent eyes on the undersecretary. But then again, to be clear, like the mod said, mods alone are plenty reason to stick with creation. If you can, it's readily apparent, considering how many times they've been able to resell Skyrim, that they have a model that's working. It works for them. It just doesn't work for me. I'm not the type of consumer that this is supposed to appeal to. But, you know, I understand why they're not changing, because they feel like they've carved out a certain market and they don't want to end up updating their engine and appealing to a whole bunch of other people, but losing the audience that is going to buy Skyrim 8 or 9 freaking different times. The undersecretary opens his mouth to speak, but his expression abruptly clouds. He shoots a scowl at Tebe and elects instead not to dignify or joke at his expense.
Questions, traveler?
What can you tell me about Sayuka?
Sayuka, known to my people as Ribiri, is a colonial outpost of the Royal Deadfire Company.
Tebe makes no effort to hide the boredom in her voice.
The island of Sayuka is the Royal Deadfire Company's center of engineering research and development in the archipelago. Our work is directed by Fleet Master Okaya, the youngest Rawatayan ever to hold the title. Best of her class at the Naval Academy in Tokoa, and a brilliant engineer, our Fleet Master.
Pride warms his voice.
You forgot to mention the giant sharks, Undersecretary.
Wait. Giant sharks?
Giant sharks, giant coral.
Small mercy.
Oops. Giant sharks, giant coral, and it won't let me go up. Oh, well. The undersecretary mutters under his breath.
No one knows why things grow large in Sayuka, but there are all sorts of theories. Me? I think Gallowayne smiles on us.
TV's cheeks glow with a faint blush, the first authentic emotion you've seen across her face.
Superstition is unbecoming of a Royal Deadfire Company officer, Tebe.
I say, it's a lucky thing I'm not one then.
Why are you dressed like a Royal Deadfire Company soldier, Tebe?
Akira, I wonder the same every day.
Tebe tugs at the neck of her uniform and rolls her dark eyes at the undersecretary when she thinks he's not looking.
Tebe learns to perform her duties as a Rawatayan might.
The undersecretary straightens his back and squares his shoulders.
Her fellow Juana show a lamentable disinterest in the proper way of doing things.
He nods curtly in Tebe's direction.
Do not speak about me as if I am not here.
What is an undersecretary exactly?
A career sandal sniffer and busybody, so far as I can tell.
Tebe shrugs.
You ungrateful sag! I am the second in command to Fleet Master Okaya, the governor of your piddling little island.
and I will not be mocked by a smart-mouthed idler like you.
The Undersecretary's jaws quiver with barely contained rage.
So I have heard many, many times.
Tibby meets your eyes and raises her brows emphatically. Whisper, is it just me, or is this guy terrible?
You don't know the half of it.
An impish smile plays at the corner of her mouth.
What was that, Greeter Tebe?
Surely just the breeze, Undersecretary.
Thing is, if they swapped out engines, they'd face a lot of backlash from the modding crowd because of how it affects modding. So staying with Creation is probably the safest bet. For 11 years, it would be out already. A leaks would come out. They have been working on a sequel. Yeah, like I said, they're probably going to stick with their way of doing things, and you know, it'll probably work for them. That's fine. It just doesn't work for me. I need to see advancement, development. So, yeah, that'll be a very interesting game to review for sure.
You will call me Sir.
Akira, I certainly will not.
Farewell. All right, let's wait for morning. Make sure all the people who are supposed to be out are actually going to be out. Because it looks to me like it's evening, even though it said it was midday. Okay. Nothing to get here. Would be out already. Our leaks will come out. Oh, yeah, I wasn't even thinking about the monitors. I would be pissed. Yeah, they would have to do a lot of work in order to be able to get used to the new system. These book spines are cracked and their pages much dog-eared. These papers are covered with figures, snippets of poetry, and letters to home. A carefully curated selection of the finest Rautai spirits.
I'm here.
Nice and quiet.
I'll have this. I've done it.
Whoops. There we go. Fleet Master Okoya stares with unwavering intensity at the small sea of papers strewn across her desk. She holds a pencil lightly in one hand and absently taps the tips of it against her lips. After a moment, a low hum escapes her throat. The sound ends with a harsh scoff. Then she flicks her eyes to meet yours.
Artillery trajectory calculations. Terribly tedious and lamentably imprecise in a storm.
I am sure there are a large group of people who would flock towards Morrowind. In fact, I'd be one of them. A remake to Morrowind would be incredible because I keep hearing that it's the best of the Elder Scrolls, but the graphics are so old that I can't bring myself to play it. As she chews on the end of her pencil, her gaze grows distant, like she's watching something behind you.
You must be the watcher the Hazanui sent.
Ooh, Death Knight. Yeah, if I ever redo Lich again, I might go with the Death Knight route.
You found me with a rare spare moment.
Who are you?
Did you not read the name on the door before you came in? You do know you're in the office of the Fleet Master, I hope.
She knits her brows. I meant, who are you in the general sense?
Ah, you meant to ask why I'm important enough to have my name on a door. I'm a Fleet Master of the Rauatayan Navy stationed at Sayuka, a research colony of the Royal Deadfire Company.
Insight. What are you researching?
Andra's mortar. Storms that strong, that consistent. I suspect they're not natural.
What fleet? I don't see any boats.
You misunderstand. I don't command ships. I command this port. Rauatayan vessels docking here are under my protection, but I don't tell them where to go. That's the Hazanui's job.
Impressive title.
To one unfamiliar with the Rauatayan Navy, perhaps. But mine is an administrative position.
Why is the setting considered so much better than what we got in Oblivion and Skyrim? I think remaster is a lot, but remake takes a lot of time and money. Was final, but not Final Fantasy VII. True.
I see to the smooth running of Sayuka. Of course, it'd be a sight easier if there weren't the coral to contend with.
I see. Hazanui Karu asked me to deliver some cargo to you.
I've received a report from the dockmaster stating as much. The Royal Deadfire Company appreciates your swift delivery of our cargo.
A cheery smile brightens her otherwise serious features. Say nothing about the smugglers.
Well?
She raises an eyebrow.
I've received a report from the dockmaster stating as much. The Royal Deadfire Company appreciates your swift delivery of our cargo.
Why don't you say that back to back? Did the dockmaster mention anything else?
No, I don't see... Oh, there's a note here at the bottom. It's very small. What does it... Oh. Please accept my apologies for your... difficulties. I'll see that the cargo bathes immediately.
She pinches the bridge of her nose and exhales deeply.
The Hazanui's missive suggested you might be able to help us with an issue at port.
Go ahead.
You may have noticed the outsized coral in the harbor.
She gestures to the docks just beyond her office door. Nod.
There's something unnatural about the coral's growth. About everything on this island. And no matter how we trim it back, it only grows larger.
It's an alien world almost. Interesting. Not so typical beast and landscapes. The stilt strider bugs they use to travel are so unique. Interesting. Morrowind is the best, simply because the nature of Morrowind has so much politicking at play that it's super interesting, on top of the bizarre alien landscape. Like in Morrowind, becoming leader of certain guilds locked you out of other specific guilds, which added a lot of replay value. Interesting. Like, remakes happen all the time, so I see why that's just milking the cow. But remakes need to be built on new code. Yeah, remaking Morrowind would take a lot. Unquestionably. If you play Dragonborn DLC from Skyrim, that's a small taste of what Morrowind is like. But the diverse landscape and strange culture. Because Morrowind is one of the weirder places in the Elder Scrolls, so it has a much bigger impact than the generic medieval fantasy vibe of Oblivion or the Vikings of Skyrim. So now they're supposed to go where the Redguard is. Do you think that'll equal up to what Morrowind offered, or do you feel like it's going to be kind of still bland and more of the same?
My engineers deduced that the origin of this disturbance is somewhere off the coast of Sayuka, and I'd like you to investigate. Talk to Avera in the workshop if you care to learn more. I would be grateful for your help here, Watcher.
She gives you a sharp little nod, punctuated by the crack of her pencil against the desk, then returns to her work. I wanted to ask you about something else.
Well?
What does the Royal Deadfire Company hope to achieve in the archipelago?
How much do you know of Rawatai, Watcher?
History. I've studied its history.
So you have a scholarly understanding. That's not worth nothing. You'll find we appreciate the spirit of inquiry in Sayuka, and in Rawatai.
She dips her head to you in quiet acknowledgement.
Well, I don't need to tell you that Rawatai is a stern mother, tempestuous and inhospitable.
I would rather see a new game set in Black Marsh. People keep mentioning Black Marsh. Y'all want Black Marsh so badly. Folks love them damn lizards. It is just as weird, but would also be new. Gotcha. Okay. So basically a way to have the level of weirdness and uniqueness that Morrowind provided without putting Bethesda in a situation where they have to remake that original game. Plus, Morrowind had the best equipment system on the Elder Scrolls systems. It has so many different weapon types, including pikes, spears, and thorn weapons, plus armor was like 12 different pieces. Interesting.
We have to trade for much of what we need, and the Huana have proven to be valuable partners. The Deadfire is markedly more comfortable than Rawatai.
Mistra, you played Elder Scrolls Online? Was it any good? Arabian Nights isn't overdone to hell and back. Redguard lands could be a lot of fun if they do a good job with it. Awesome.
The archipelago is also an excellent place from which to study the storms of Andra's mortar.
She gestures broadly at the spyglass on her desk. Why are you here in particular?
Do you ask how I came to my position, or why I pursued it to begin with?
Okeo crosses her arms and leans back, guarded but nonetheless curious. What drew you to your work?
No one's ever asked me that.
She blinks.
I suppose I've always had a persistent interest in engineering. Even as a child, I was dismantling my mother's guns just to see how they worked. Then I met Karu. Hazanui Karu. She encouraged me to take my skills to the Navy.
Bethesda didn't make Elder Scrolls Online? Oh wow, I didn't realize that.
So I did, even though I had no obligation to as the youngest of my siblings. We nurture our keen minds in Rawatai, you see. We don't let them piddle away their brilliance on frivolities.
Why is the Somerset Isles unlikely abandonment?
The bright and willing are supported, mentored, respected.
Hazanu Karu told me you were one of the brightest minds in Rawatai.
Is that... Did she really say that?
A deep blush colors Okayo's face, giving her skin a gentle purple hue.
Pardon me, I'm not... I wasn't expecting...
She loudly clears her throat and looks away. How does someone become a fleet master?
With a question like that, I might mistake you for a starry-eyed recruit.
She chuckles.
There's no secret to it. Just hard work, determination, a good deal of luck, and the right connections. A bit of ruthlessness can take the place of any one of those things, provided it's judiciously applied.
That's all.
Very well.
What's your take on the Royal Deadfire Company's relationship with the Wana here?
That's a weighty question.
She narrows her eyes, reassessing you. That's why I asked it. She snorts through her nose. Her gaze falls to the pencil in her hand, which she begins to tap thoughtfully along the edge of her desk.
It's a reasonable inquiry, I suppose. The Huana are pliant enough and willing to work hard when properly motivated.
Oh, the entirety of Tamriel? Again, that'd be like an Elder Scroll game that takes a year to get through? Yeesh. It's kind of a joke. They only did Mukmar, which is only a section of Black Marsh rather than the whole thing. But it's not bad content. I like ESO. Interesting. I play ESO. It was great, but massive money transactions, so many different gift boxes, so many items you could decorate your base with, all for real money. I know people who spend thousands on their bases just in decorations. Yikes, I'm glad I didn't get into that.
We have as much right to this land as they do. If they plan to do nothing with it, it's our duty to steward it for them.
And it's their duty to recognize a good deal when they see it. Next one won't be as generous.
Some of the Wana seem unhappy.
They'll adjust in time. Besides, it could be worse.
She looks at her desk, her mind quickly gone somewhere else. After a long silence, she hurriedly scribbles a note in the margin of one of her reports. Better you than the Valians, is that it? Raotai's intervention will be a net good in time.
Quite.
Her eyes glow with mirth, shining like polished citrine in the low light of her office.
The Valians don't care about the Deadfire, really. They'll strip mine the archipelago of luminous Audra, then abandon it for the next shiny bauble that catches their eye.
Ah, got you. Okay. Interesting abandonment. I think it's as close as anyone has come to WoW, 4 MMOs. I think Final Fantasy is up there too. Also high money transactions. Interesting.
They're like magpies in that way. Magpies in silly hats.
Do you miss Raotai?
Every day. The wild coasts. The merciless winds. Their lack is like a missing limb.
She looks away a moment, embarrassed by her forthright confession.
Raotai will always be there. And the work we do here, that's what matters now.
Oh, wow. So the Final Fantasy one, it doesn't even have a story in-game? That's really cool. Okay. Farewell. Okay. She mentioned somebody else we need to go talk to before we head out to the sea and see what's going on here. Ooh, stray cat. You find a man dressed in worn, dirty leather armor. His long, scraggly beard is encrusted with salt. His curling hair has clearly not seen a comb in some time, and the toenails of his bare feet are cracked and torn. The only thing of any value that he carries is his amulet.
Oh, greetings.
He hesitates a moment before saying more.
Might I help you with something?
Tell me about yourself.
I suppose.
He looks at you quizzically, perhaps unsure why you've asked him such a personal question.
I was a proud man once. A gold pack knight. Then I took a job and it went poorly. I could no longer stay with the Order after that.
His eyes take on a faraway look as he remembers.
In the years since, I have wandered the length of the Deadfire. dedicating my life to self-discipline and abstination from worldly distractions. It is only through suffering that the soul becomes strong. Do you understand?
That's it?
Well, I am waiting for someone. But I do not know when they will arrive or who they will be when they get here.
Has so much effects on the screen.
All I know is that they are a seer, and they seek me. So I wait.
Nobody would die until I crashed. That's awesome. You can't stand play healers. I played a healer paladin WoW for a while and could not do it. I swapped to DPS so fast. Kit, what's going on? How are you? Yeah, but don't. You can preview store items now, but you can't buy anything, and still many don't even know you could do that because Yoshida didn't add that until recently, and only because the community asked for it. Wow, that is pretty cool. Okay. Then how will you recognize them?
I will not, but it does not matter. I have this amulet here, and I yet draw breath. That is all I need.
Can I have it?
No? Someone is coming for me, and they will know my amulet.
Whoa! It feels kind of wrong cheating this dude out of his amulet. I see.
What you do, young man.
Could you teach me what you've learned in your years wandering the Deadfire?
You would ask an old man to share his wisdom? Well, I suppose I could. For 3,000 copper.
Insight and intimidation. Here you are.
Thank you, traveler.
He tells you what he learned about making and keeping a bargain in his years as a gold-packed knight, showing you how to tell when a merchant knows his wares are of poor quality or overpriced. When he's satisfied you won't get fleeced by the next back alley charmer dealer you come across, he sends you on your way. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Now, there's some people over here, right? Maybe. But nope, nothing special going on there. Camera, what's going on, man? How are you? Someone just had to tell you, or you specifically click on the badge to see the previews. Interesting. This game board is scuffed and scratched from frequent use. Sometimes. A broad-shouldered man with a long, jagged scar across his brow argues with a woman outside the longhouse. He throws his hands up, about to shout, but the woman cuts him off mid-exclamation.
I will not return to the longhouse, Weto, never, and I won't blunt my teeth about it further.
She plants her hands firmly on her hips and juts out her chin in defiance.
But what are you so stubborn? The Rawatayans do us a great favor and you spit in their faces.
Weto ceases his shouting when he notices you listening in.
My brother, is there something I can do for you?
Is there a problem here?
Not at all, not at all. My sister and I are just having a small disagreement.
Weto rubs at the back of his neck and looks away, embarrassed.
It is because you speak like this that I yell at you in the first place. You're beginning to sound like those Rawatayan outlanders, and it shames me to say so.
What's your problem with the Rawatayans?
Ignore her. She has an urchin up her ass about her cousins from the north and can't be persuaded. I should know. I've tried.
He shoots Tifa an irritated look and rolls his eyes.
Is it so unreasonable to want to protect my culture, our culture, from our greedy neighbors?
She spits on the ground between you and grits her teeth.
They arrive in ships laden with goods they believe will please us and think that gives them the right to build their walls on our land. Then they act surprised when we don't all fall at their feet with cries of gratitude.
Sounds like the Rawatayans are doing you a favor.
You refer to the walls?
She nods to the cannon-line barriers between Sayuka and the docks and clucks her tongue.
We are no strangers to the menaces of the Deadfire. Pirates, colonials, Nagati's children. We have bested all of them before. We don't need them or their walls to keep us safe. And we surely don't need their longhouse.
Weto, why do you support the Rawatayans?
We are no strangers to storms. But last year we suffered many powerful ones in quick succession. And our harvest of Koiki fruit was destroyed.
You can also solo the majority of dungeons now, called Trust System. It will be complete for the whole game by next expansion, probably early next year. Ooh, that's interesting.
Price share was rationed, famine loomed, and then the Rawatayans sent ships. Load after load of food, enough to see us to the next harvest. They could have left us to die, but they didn't.
It was only a ploy to make us dependent on them, Akira. We took their food and helping hands, and now we sleep in their buildings and watch the sea from their walls.
What does all of this have to do with the Longhouse?
Another of the Rawataians' tricks. When our huts were destroyed in the storms, they did not rebuild them like they were as we requested. They built this longhouse instead. Are you not one people? They said. Why do you live divided, each cast apart from the others? They believe they know what's best for us, but how we live is not their business. The Fleet Master says we are weak because we don't work as one. She doesn't see that it's our differences that make the Huana strong. She doesn't want to see it, lest it put the lie to their enterprise here.
Siet, what's going on? I can't complain. How's your day been? Yep, they're making it more solo-friendly, beneficial if you don't really like groups, or maybe you're queuing at a bad time. Nice. Is it easy to queue up with groups in ESO? Are there still a lot of people playing? The Wana and Rawataians are both Amwa. Why not be allied?
Under whose banner? Rawatai's? Then we cease to be Huana as surely as if they conquered us.
We have the land and resources Rawatai needs, and they have the military might we lack. We share a common ancestor. Why not create a common culture? Together we would be strong.
I say, if you truly believe that, then you're a bigger fool than I thought.
The Rawataians understand what's important.
Akira, what a surprise! The Rawataian's mouthpiece believes he is in the right.
Tipa sneers and crosses her arms over her chest. She looks away, her teeth clenched. Oh, cool. That was about Final Fantasy? Nice. Well, then sounds like next year will be the perfect time to dive in.
Your support is appreciated, I say. Don't mind my sister. Her heart is in the right place.
Awesome. Good to hear, Siet. He tries to put his hand on his sister's shoulder, but she shrugs him off, a look of disgust curling her lips. Oh, she is not happy. Longhouse. Doom, 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 doom. Damn. Is that bad, bro? That counts as stealing.
Over, then under, then twist. Good.
Akira, it looks so easy when you do it.
These near-identical beds are well built, but offer little privacy. Yep, herding y'all all in. A middle-aged Kuara woman raises her brows in question when you approach, her hands too full with braided ropes of dried reeds to greet you properly. Beside her stands an elderly Raparo man awkwardly grasping his own bundle of reed rope.
Oh, hello. Come to watch me tie rugs, have you?
Asaru here's been teaching me.
He indicates the woman beside him with a dip of his chin. The corners of his mouth twitch like he's trying to hide a smile.
What say, traveler?
Wana, or actually Deadfire Archipelago, is it stressful having all the cast living together in one building?
It's not so bad, excepting the nights Waturi gets into the palm wine.
Akira, but that man does snore loud enough to call down the rains.
She snorts and Ndunga beside her smothers a raspy chuckle.
There's hardly any space to tie my rugs, to be certain. And I haven't had a moment to myself in weeks.
But there are also new friends to be made.
Ndunga finishes her sentence with a warm smile. Is it unusual for Kiaru and Raparo to do the same work?
It is, as you say. But I have always admired the beautiful rugs Asaru makes.
And Ndunga can fix anything. Is it not reasonable we should learn from each other?
Though she smiles as she speaks, Asaru's words hold a defensive edge, as if she's had to explain their unusual arrangement many times before.
Akira, especially if we must suffer Waturi together.
A sly grin spreads across the old man's face, and he elbows Asuru playfully in her side.
Just so.
Asuru swats his arm away with a small laugh. Then, her thoughts returning to Raturu, she makes a face like she's bitten into an underripe koiki fruit. Can you teach me how to tie a rug?
It's not a skill one learns in an afternoon. But should you wish to spend many months here in this longhouse, you're welcome.
A deep, throaty laugh rumbles through him.
I say, we have the room. So long as you do not mind sleeping like so many scrolls stuffed in a shelf.
I'm straight. Osuru shares in Ndunga's laugh. Farewell.
Carry the winds with you, traveler.
Oh, okay, cool. He leaves at some point.
Still as a pond.
I know just there we are.
And yep, we're still good. Excellent. Superb Warhammer.
Those Raparu dare make such a racket in my longhouse.
Ooh.
What were those royal Deadfire fools thinking?
A large Wana man glares down the length of the building, his fists clenched tight. At least the Royal Deadfire Company built you a better home.
I don't need a better house. I need privacy.
He throws up his arms with a wordless shout. A brief hush falls over the longhouse at the Mataru's outburst.
What do you want?
Your room's much nicer than the others.
I am Mataru, a warrior. The best quarters are mine by right.
Awesome. Glad to hear it, Siet. Love the music for Pillars 1 and 2. It's so majestic and peaceful, serene. I absolutely agree. It's puts you in a mood. Although it does suck when you're sleepy as hell. When I finish searching this island, I'll probably call it a night. I haven't played it forever. Sometimes when I talk to my wife, I mention Akira while in conversation. I don't think she even notices anymore. That's awesome.
Yet I cannot display my most precious possession, my grandmother's warhammer, for fear the Raparu might steal it. It is absurd.
Uh-oh, and I just stole it. Why would the Raparu steal your stuff?
They know no better. A Huana soul is not born into the Raparu without reason, after all.
He can hardly resist rolling his eyes. How did the Royal Deadfire Company come to control Sayuka?
Not even the greatest Mataru can stand against a fleet of Rauatayan warships.
The warrior speaks with a bitter shake of his head. Farewell. Well, he will quickly find out that his warhammer is missing.
Carry the winds with you.
All right. I think that's all this here. Wait, is he checking the chest now?
What do you want?
Nah, okay, nothing new. Oh well. It's not that deep apparently. Not that deep. Playing for us. Yeah. All right. How big is this place anyway? Oh, okay. We're almost through it. Okay, so that workshop is probably where I get more information about the quest. It's quite the opposite. It's dramatic. Yeah, I actually love Raz's boombastic soundtrack. Subtle markings on the fish's hide suggest that the lampreys of unusual size haunt the waters around Sayuka. There's actually a couple of tracks from there that are on my Spotify that I'll play in the car. Whereas I don't play anything from Pillars of Eternity in my car, but it's perfect when I'm actually playing the game.
I don't believe we know one another.
Oh, that's right. I need to bring Pirate Dude on here. I forgot about that. All right, hopefully I don't forget to do that before it's time to leave. Yeah, the whole Wrath of Righteous soundtrack is available on Spotify. Vera. When you first enter the workshop, you find the Vailian scientist, Vera, and a large Amuan man in heated conversation. He gestures wildly. His mouth is set in a hard grimace that bears his pointed teeth. Vera regards him with her hands planted firmly on her hips. When he spots you, his eyes widen.
This area is strictly off limits to non-company personnel. What are you doing here?
Calma, amico. Is this not the casito your Hazanui said she would send?
Vera rolls her eyes. That's me. How can I help?
Praise be. The coral in the harbor is growing out of control, and we've found no way to stop it. We're at our wits' end.
He mops a sheen of sweat from his broad brow with a handkerchief.
I've surmised that a magical disturbance must be the source of the problem. So far as I can tell, the most likely candidate is a strange magical signature emanating from someplace off the southeast coast of the island, deep beneath the sea.
The Huana's records show that an ancient and Guithan ruin, Signaf Mor, once stood at that approximate location. I do not doubt that something in that ruin is the source of the trouble. Per bueno, take this. It is my masterpiece.
Diving equipment. She heaves a large bulbous helm off a nearby shelf and hands it to you.
The helmet should allow you to breathe underwater for time enough to deal with the disturbance, provided, of course, that you hurry.
I'll make it my top priority.
The Royal Deadfire Company thanks you for your assistance, Watcher.
And your bravery. Auret auguri.
Auret auguri, a Valian phrase meaning good luck, literally translated into golden wishes. Awesome, okay. The glass inset in this strange dome is very thick.
Stay out of the way.
We can't talk to her? Oh, here we go.
We cannot spare the weight. Already the ballast is overtaxed.
Increase the size of the ballast then.
And store it where? Then we must increase the size of the ship.
Take your concerns to the Valian. This mess is her responsibility now.
I shall.
What? No.
I'll handle this.
Whatever hides beneath this tarp reeks of brass polish and machine oil. Whoa, I don't know what that was, but that was interesting. Get out of it. Go away, go away, go away. Mm-hmm. Why is he not going down?
Yes, indeed.
No, middle ground, middle ground.
I'll have this. I've done it.
There we go. And there we go. Finally. Stealing everything not nailed down. There we go. Whoa.
You're under attack. Hold them off while I tell the others.
On it.
Hurry, they're just outside the gate.
Defend Sayuka.
I admire you, Shoti, for holding to your beliefs.
I don't see anything. Oh. What? Well, oh, all the way over here. Holy smokes, what is this? Bog druids. Man. That's not cool. Banana, 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 dun, 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 dun. Ooh. There we go.
Of course.
Where is... They're standing around doing nothing. Ooh. Okay, we're all still good. Woo! Frog Druid. The Druid should go down easier. There we go. Now the tiger. Mm-hmm. Good Lord. What is happening around here? Blinded my damn bird, too? That is not cool at all. Lonely dog. Boom, boom. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, whoops, whoops, whoops. Fleet Master's down here, right? Wasn't there a shopkeeper or something right to the right of that gate? I hope I didn't miss out on talking to him.
Instrumental in our stand against the Druids. Well done. The Druids have harried us from the moment we made landfall.
Diplomacy. Your people fought admirably.
For a bunch of pencil-twiddling engineers, you mean? Several days ago, I dispatched a small force to quell them, but I've heard nothing of them since. To be frank, I suspect they were killed. And I no longer have enough people to repel another attack. We Rowataians are tougher than most, but we're engineers all the same. We weren't trained to fight. Given your impressive showing in our hour of need, I'd hoped I might impose on you with a request for aid.
Go on.
Go to the bog where I sent my people. You'll find the Druids' leaders there, no doubt. Kill them. Should you do so, the Royal Deadfire Company would stand in your debt. And I would be immensely grateful.
I'll take care of it. Travel to Bent Branch Bog. Okay. Boom, boom, boom. All right. These three were all good.
My brother. Is there some?
All right. Yep. They're completely unchanged. What about you, dude? Aha. All right. Now you're back. As you approach, the fish vendor flashes you a broad, cheery grin. He beckons you over with a wave of his hand and directs your attention to his latest delivery. What do you have for sale?
All the wonders of the sea and more besides.
He directs you to a display selling the day's catch. Boom, boom. And no, I don't think we need to buy food, so we'll let that go. A young woman, hey, she's got the same picture as the pirate ship chick who was getting drunk in the bathhouse. A young woman leans against the till, her eyes half closed. She jerks awake when she hears the scuff of your boots on the flagstones and fumbles about for something to polish in an effort to look busy.
What can I do for you?
She surreptitiously wipes a bit of drool from the corner of her mouth. What can you tell me about this place?
Sayuka? Bit of a backwater if you ask me, but don't tell the fleet master I told you so.
I think you get the fish for Mia here.
This used to be where the fleet would send a person after they'd seen a fellow sailor blown to
Oh, that's right. There's some sort of like special shark thing you're supposed to give for her bird, right?
That was before those mad druids out in the bog started sending bears and wild cats over the walls, of course.
That's a good call out.
Let me know if you're in the market for something pointy.
How do humans end up serving with the Royal Deadfire Company?
Everyone's always got to ask. Not that I blame them. It is a good story.
She slips a long, thin blade from the length of her boot and begins to clean her fingernails.
I was seeing this guy. Let's call him, oh, I don't know, Kono. Kono and I had been carrying on a while when I started making noise about wanting to move in. Frightened the boy so bad, he went and joined the Royal Deadfire Company in the middle of the night. Thing is, I'm a deft hand with a throwing knife, and I know my way around 10 kinds of blades. So I followed him into the service. Pulled my weight, got on a good ship. Kono eventually left to go to poetry school or what have you. But I stayed. Haven't heard a complaint yet.
What do you have in stock?
Put your eyes on these.
She waves her, I think it's supposed to say, hand across the merchandise with a theatrical flair. Ooh, she's got things. Spear. I don't. Nobody needs a spear. Great sword. None of us use that either. And nothing else. Okay, fine. So this guy would have it, right?
All the wonders.
Wild crabs. Luminous lobster. Aged shark meat. That's what it is. Yep. Great call out. Thank you. Thank you. The fish on these racks have grown many times larger than their species usually get. Boom. All right, on foot. We'll deal with the druids first, then we'll circle back and deal with the coral reef problem. Let's see. We got burial site. Bam, 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 bam. Okay. And now we go to the bulk. I remember this place being really irritating. I remember a lot going on here. But we'll see if it's still irritating now. Ooh. Is that her people right there in front? Damn. I wonder if did you leave their bodies there as a message? Like, don't bring any other advisors. We're not interested. Ooh, this place is kind of set up differently. Fascinating. Oh, is this the... maybe not. I'm wondering, is this the place where the sisters are? Isn't there like 3 sisters and you got to figure out how to diplomatic... Whoa. Did they say I'm underleveled for this? The research station. I'm underleveled for the research station. Oh, well, we're going to go for it anyway. Because you know what? We're here. And it says we're only slightly underleveled. So, whatever. Whatever. Oh, snap. Did it just pull him in? No, do not do that. And where are you running to? Stop that. Yeah, let's keep y'all down. Okay. First of all, you're almost dead. There we go. Then you're almost dead. Let's do that too. There we go. Excellent. Now you. There we go. Now we'll deal with you. And... Ooh, having an immunity problem, huh? Well, that just means we need to detonate you. Oh, there was another dude behind you. That's not cool. Oh, but Olive paralyzed him. Very nice job, Olive. Very, very nice job. There we go, and now we're good. Why is combat continuing? What's the problem? Don't waste any more spell slots, please. What is going on with the bird? Why you keep doing that to the bird? It's over, y'all. Thank you. Good Lord. Okay. I think I must be thinking of another quest because I don't think this area is large enough to be what I'm thinking of.
Ready to brawl?
Ooh. Is that one of Shodi's statements? Ready to brawl? I like that in her.
Still got it. All thick, worth and raw.
Oof. Ooh. The way it's stretching and waving around made it seem like whatever I did was extremely painful for that for that damn plant. Come on. There we go. Kind of wish this combat was in Wrath. I hate multitasking so much. You mean as far as you don't have to do a bunch of pre-buffing, that you just rush in and make it happen? It does make the game go a lot faster, right? I mean, that's the thing, because Pillar of Eternity is just much faster to go through because not only because it's real time with pause, but also because just in general, the way you prepare for combat is right in the midst of it. So, whoa, they just demolished that damn bird. That bird just got done. Ooh, they did that bird so ugly.
You got the decency to die.
Oof. Let's get some AoE damage going. Let's do that again. Thank you, Shody, for the little bit of healing. There we go. Very nice. Very, very nice.
Of course.
Let's take a look.
No can do.
Ooh, bear cub. Yep, rather rights focus a lot on pre-duffing because the base drops and the game pauses. Yeah.
What now?
I'm definitely more so a fan of being able to just rush into combat. Because frankly, playing especially being someone who's played the game multiple times, going through the game without the bubble buff mod is now just there's just no way. There's just no way. It's just not doable. Like, I consider that to be an absolute must at this point. You find 4 godlike druids waiting for you in the clearing. The death and moon godlike whisper to one another, their gazes occasionally falling on you. The nature godlike sways slightly on her feet, her eyes half closed, while the fire godlike balls his fist at his side and grits his teeth.
Your every step fouls the ground. Why do you pollute this sacred place?
Or, you know, just seeing the sights. I've come to end your conflict with the Royal Deadfire Company.
The Rawatayan invaders trespassed upon our sacred ground and ignored our overtures. The fault for this conflict lies not with us.
The flame of Summer's hair burns briefly brighter. Autumn gently calms her fiery counterpart.
Why should we believe you are any different?
Autumn's question is a genuine one. She is intent to hear you out. The Royal Deadfire Company will raise this forest to the ground.
An end comes to all things in time, and we do not fear the Rawatayan invaders, nor you.
Oh, they didn't give me a chance. They only gave me one dialogue option, and that one automatically led to combat. I wonder what I would have had to have done in order to have another option here. Remember when I said I had Manhattan ingredients? I just did a shot of Capano Sweet Vermont. Don't recommend it. So Godlike is the name of their order. I thought it was a weird impressive force on a player character. No, Godlike is their race, like halfling or tiefling. Godlike means that upon birth they were blessed, or depending on your perspective, cursed by a particular deity. Ooh, there's a lot going on. A sigil of pain, interesting. Adder, what's your spells looking like? Yeah, let's do that once. Let's do that again. We're going to get plenty more of that. Yep. Bug Druid. Ooh, yep. Oh, look, and you was the one talking that trash. There we go. Had in bed now. Sorry I was so quiet. I was here, but it's bedtime now. It's all good, kid. I appreciate you joining up. Have a restful night.
Indeed.
Flock, what up, man? How are you, brother? You clocking in at work right now? Awesome. Bog taken care of. We will turn this back in with the Fleet Master. Oh, I can't do it. Those late night hours working, I was falling all the way asleep. Could not do it at all. Turn this in and then get back in our boat. Find this area that the Fleet Master wants us to hit. And then I think that'll be enough for one night. I think we made good progress today, right?
I hope your effort to resolve the coral situation is meeting with success.
The Druid leaders are dead.
Excellent. You are as dependable as I've been told to expect. Now we can begin logging in earnest. Regarding your reward, we seized a cache of weapons from a gang of pirates we caught sniffing about Sayuka.
Ooh.
Of course, we only use regulation weaponry here, so I'd appreciate it if you'd take these off my hands before one of my engineers does something foolish with them.
She foists a bundle of grenades into your arms and tosses a blunderbuss on top of the heat. That's an empirical explication.
You found me with a rare spare moment.
Farewell. Okay. That's done. Now, hey, what are those symbols on my characters? Those symbols look very hostile. Oh, that's from the totem that they had. All right. That's fine. We can rest at some point and get those cleared off. All right, let's save here. And she said whatever the issue was, it was right outside of the island, right? Yep, best TV show out there. Can't wait for the next episode. What TV show are you referring to? Oh, here we go. You arrive at the location off the coast of Sayuka that the Coral Mason told you about. You peer over the edge of your ship and see a faint glow in the waters far, far below. Don your diving suit and swim down. You clamber into the diving suit and leap from your boat, hitting the water with a tremendous splash. You swim toward the light, breathing fresh air thanks to Evera's invention. As you fall through the depths, the water grows dark, but the glow below you ever brighter. Schools of gigantic fish twist and swirl around you, paying you no heed. Oh, you're talking about the stream. Awesome. I appreciate it. Glad you enjoyed it. Soon enough, you can make out the vague shape of a structure resting on the seafloor. Rising from the ruins of Signath Moor is a tall spire and what appears to be a small landing platform. When you finally reach the spire, you find that a shimmering barrier surrounds the ruins. You pass your hand through the barrier and feel nothing but a tingle like static electricity across your skin. Pass through the barrier. You walk through the barrier and discover the interior of the ruins aren't flooded as you might have expected, but dry. You remove your helmet, take a deep breath of fresh air, and walk into the ruins of Signath Moor. Awesome. And I think we'll go ahead and clear the crap off the party members.
But I gotta admit, breathing underwater makes my head hurt.
All right, let's take a rest here so they can clear up all the nonsense.
Keeping an eye out.
Keeping an eye out. And there we go. Save here. Awesome. All right. I think that is quite enough for one day. Hope all of you enjoyed the stream. I had a good time as always. And as usual, I'll definitely be streaming on Wednesday night. I don't know if I'll get around to it tomorrow. I got some other stuff that I want to catch up on, so I might see you all again on Wednesday. But regardless, I hope you all enjoyed the stream. I had a great time, and I will see you all on the next stream. Take care.